JCPenney. Giveaway valid 12/11 to 12/14 while they last. Exclusions apply. Must be 18 or older. JCPenney's mystery sale means everyone's a winner. Hurry in store for a chance to win an extra 30, 40, or 50% off. Or hit the $60 off jackpot deal. Yes, JCPenney. Giveaway valid 12/11 to 12/14 while they last. Exclusions apply. Must be 18 or older.
Phases of the game in that second half. We're going to talk to Greg Bedard when we get back, but first, let's get a headlines from Joey here on the Shaws and Star Market Patriots postgame show.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Patriots lose 35-31. They're now 11-3 on the season. They had a 21-point lead. They were up 24-7 at the half, and then Josh Allen took over. They scored 5 straight touchdowns. Patriots could not get a stop in this one. They did get, though, a 65-yard rushing touchdown from Travion Henderson. He had 2 in the game, but they totaled 35 yards in the second half. Their win streak ends at 10. They'll take on Baltimore next week. Baltimore Ravens get the win today, 24-0 over the Bengals. Bears win 31-3 over the Browns. Chiefs eliminated. They lose to the Chargers 16-3 today. Commanders get a 29-21 win over the Giants. Eagles shut out the Raiders 31-0. Jaguars 48-20 over the Jets. Texans win 40-20 over the Cardinals. Taking a look at your 4 o'clock games, Packers just scored a touchdown. They're up 12-7 over the Broncos. Lions have a 17-14 lead over the Rams. Tie game between the Panthers and Saints at 7. And the 49ers have a 17-10 lead over the Titans. And the Colts, they're up 6-3 right now over the Seahawks. 3:44 left in the first half. Later tonight, Cowboys and Vikings. Monday Night Football features Dolphins and the Steelers. Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You'll save 50% off an extra oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. We'll talk to Greg Bedard next on the Safety Insurance 98.5 The Sports of Patriots Radio Network.
We've all seen them. Drivers who are looking at their phones. Is there anything more crazy? It's like they're asking to be in an accident. And why are they even on their phones? To find better car insurance? That's easy. Just pull over and talk with an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you benefit from great coverage and great value. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Autodesk is proud to be the presenting sponsor of today's AFC East showdown on 98.5 The Sports Hub between the Patriots and the Bills. From skyscrapers to stadiums, design and build anything with Autodesk, the official design and make platform of the New England Patriots and Gillette Stadium.
You work hard for your money. It's time to put your money to work for you. Buy a commercial Ford vehicle before the end of the year, and you could potentially save a bundle at tax time. Take advantage of this opportunity before December 31st on the #1 selling commercial vehicles for 40 consecutive years. And start working smarter with your money. Consult your tax advisor. Then visit your New England Ford dealers to learn more. Based on S&P Global Mobility, CY 1985 to 2024 U.S. TIPNet registrations, excluding registrations to individuals.
Apex Entertainment in Marlboro is 100,000 square feet of pure fun. This is New England kicker Andy Borgalis, and this season, with every field goal I kick, Apex will be donating $100 to support autism education and research at the New England Center for Children. Check out Apex on social media or go to apexentertainment.com.
Webster Bank was founded in 1935. Banking's changed since then, and so have we. We've grown into one of the largest banks with comprehensive financial solutions that meet the needs of modern life. But in 90 years, one thing hasn't changed. We're committed to doing what's right for our clients, our colleagues, and the communities we serve. Today, tomorrow, and for the next 90 years. A legacy of purpose with a future of possibilities. Learn more at websterbank.com. Webster Bank N.A. member FDIC equal housing lender.
Hi, it's Jim from Ace Ticket, and this year we want to make the holiday special. Everybody loves tickets to their favorite sports team, concerts, and shows. This holiday season, you'll receive 5% back in Ace loyalty dollars for your entire purchase, and Ace will give $2 for every ticket you buy to Boston Globe Santa. So save some money and help someone. Ace makes it so easy. Our helpful Boston customer service is here to help you. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit aceticket.com.
December is one of the busiest months of the year. From holiday parties to game day watch parties, there's always something going on. And while you're getting ready for all the celebrations and big games, take a moment to do something that could really warm up your wallet. Visit findmassmoney.gov. Here in Massachusetts, 1 in 10 people have unclaimed property from things like uncashed paychecks, refunds from overpaid bills, or forgotten savings accounts. Findmassmoney.gov is free, easy to use, and only takes 30 seconds to search your name. So while you're cheering on your team, wrapping presents, and celebrating the season, make sure to visit findmassmoney.gov.
Hey New England, Drake May here. I'm always striving for greatness on the field, but greatness doesn't wait. It gets up, shows up, and moves forward. It takes hard work, ingenuity, and progress to achieve it. That's exactly what Chevy had in mind with the Chevy Silverado. Built bold, built for what's next. It has it all. Power, versatility, tech, comfort, the sky's the limit. Everything a great quarterback is looking for on the road. Because I know the Silverado is striving for that greatness just like me. Get to your local New England Chevy dealer today and check it out. The Chevy Silverado. Built to lead, built for greatness.
This is New England Patriots quarterback Josh Dobbs, and Autodesk is the official design and make platform of the New England Patriots. Autodesk is all around us, including here at Gillette Stadium. What fans might not know is that stadiums, buildings, and the new Patriots Training Center were built with the help of Autodesk Construction Cloud software. Autodesk helps the Patriots and the Kraft Group bring their construction vision to life.
Autodesk, changing how the world is designed and made. Visit Autodesk.com.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today. Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Hockey players, stop going to the store or rink to get your skates sharpened and do it right at home with the Sparks Skate Sharpener. Sparks allows you to sharpen your skate with pro-style accuracy at home. Sparks is easy, safe, consistent, and requires no experience. Perfect sharp skates every time with just a push of a button. Over 25 NHL teams are using Sparks, and so should you. Why go to the store or rink ever again when you can get pro-sharpened skates fast and easy? Get your Sparks Skate Sharpener today at sparkshockey.com and use promo code SportsHub to save $50 at checkout. That's sparkshockey.com.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Split backs for May, takes the snap, late give to Henderson. Got it. Finds a big hole right side, runs with a stiff arm past the 20, and he's got a first down on the dive outside the numbers at the 23-yard line. Good work by the Patriots. And Ramondre Stevenson out in front of Travion Henderson there.
It's a really physical run by Henderson. And they try to tackle him high. They get him up around the head first. And he takes it on right there. He picks up an extra 4 yards off it. Good run to contact.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not cry. I'm telling you why.
All right, back here on the Shaws and Star Market Patriots postgame show. Mark Dundero, Joe Murray. Unclogging the gaps. Brought to you by Eastern Mass's leader in drain cleaning and pipe lining, Drains by James. Slow drain? Clogged drain? You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. They give a poop about your pipes. And with that, we bring in Greg Bedard of the Boston Sports Journal after a Patriots loss. First time we said that in a long time to the Buffalo Bills. 35-31. Greg, good afternoon. How are you?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. So the first question, similar to what I usually go to, what was the biggest, I guess I'll say this, what was the most concerning part of this loss from your perspective, Greg?
this time, Mark, as opposed to other times, it's a really good question because I immediately wanted to go to the defense and 5 straight touchdown passes, and that's probably what it was. But Drake May and the offense's performance in the second half, has to be alarming. I mean, 1 for 4 for 5 yards in the fourth quarter. I think they were. I was just looking through these stats that I have. I think they were 1 of 5 on third down in the second half. So that's definitely concerning. What are the possible reasons for that? But to me, it has to be the defense giving up 5 straight touchdown passes. Like, that shouldn't happen. And you shouldn't lose many games when you score 31 points in the National Football League.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg, there. I think the red zone defense was also really bad today. Could you just give your opinion on Robert Spillane being active but did not play in today's game?
Certainly nothing illegal about it, but it's definitely unusual. The Patriots were definitely playing some gamesmanship with the Bills, or at least hiding it from the Bills, because it's not normal that a player he was questionable for the game, so there's nothing wrong with him not playing. But I'd have to really sit and think about it. But, I've covered the NFL for over 20 years. I don't know that I've seen a player questionable for a game and to be active for the game and in uniform on the sideline. I mean, Benford was in the same sort of situation for the Bills on the other side. He had like Spillane, he got injured in practice during the week, couldn't really take part. He was questionable for the game. He was inactive for the game. But the Patriots did not make Spillane inactive. I don't know the reason for that, but definitely highly unusual.
And clearly no Milton Williams and Spillane today, 2 of their biggest free agent acquisitions. But the run defense gave up 115 yards in the second half and 2 touchdowns, while the offense got just 100 total yards and scored 7 on the long. Henderson, just a tale of 2 halves in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I hate sort of, to give the reasoning on a lot of stuff and, where I have to watch the film to figure it out. But this is definitely one of those because, it happens so fast and you're just like, what the hell just happened in that game? Especially, with the offense. I was trying to, I want to say, and it looks like some of the stats that I'm looking through, some of the advanced stats that I have, that I think the Bills went to a lot more man coverage in the second half. And that felt like it that way to me during the game. We'll have to see if that comes out that way in the end. But, whatever they did, it definitely changed the picture for Drake May because he looked confused, hesitant, held the ball. He also didn't have any scrambles in the second half, which is a little bit unusual. Could have used those a few times. I'm sure the Bills had a really good plan against it, probably better than the Patriots playing against Josh Allen. So definitely confusing and going to take a lot of work to make sense of what just happened.
And just so I can clarify, Greg, because what you just said sort of goes along with my next question. I couldn't really identify, despite the fact that the Patriots are up 21-0 and then 24-7 at half, I had a hard time identifying a definitive turning point in the game. Were you able to figure that out? What turned the game? Or is that what you just said? You don't know?
Well, no. I for BSJ, I do a game report, and I do have a category called Turning Point. And,
Perfect.
I put the Carlton Davis, penalty on there because that was like 3rd and long, and then, they get it. There was another one earlier that I was considering. But, yeah, you're right. It's not one of those games where you're like, oh, Ramondre Stevenson fumbled, and that changed the game. It gave the Bills a short field, and, that changed the whole complexion of the game. This wasn't one of those games. It was just, they had the one turnover on a Drake May that was a punt that, I'm sure a lot of people, have issue with. But I just thought it was, it was strange. I think that's what you're getting at, and that there wasn't some sort of one cataclysmic event where you're like, oh, well, that's why it started to go the other way, like a pick six or something like that. It wasn't that. It was just the Patriots defense just kept getting run through up and down the field.
Yeah, and I just felt as though the offense could do nothing. You keep putting the defense back out on the field. They were gassed. The defense was gassed. And I'll ask you this just because I don't want to eat up the rest of our time here, but the two calls that fans are complaining about, Greg, if you actually could believe it, I do not think the officials did anything wrong here, but I do want to get your thought on it. See, that's what I mean. I'm curious your thought. If it was a catch in pass interference and you review it, then it's still pass interference and a first down for the Bills on fourth down. So that's one play. The other play is on the Davis play you mentioned. He did grab. Now, do I think it was pass interference? No, but the official did see the grab. If you watch it on television, there was a grab on that play.
Yeah, so you're talking about the first one was the Mac Hollins play with Tre'Davious White. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, they didn't call anything on that, and I agree with you. There was a lot of hand fighting there, but no, I'm talking about the Marcus Jones interception play.
Oh,
that was a fourth down.
Was that a fourth down?
It was fourth down.
Wow.
I thought it was an interception. They called it a catch on the field. Also said it was pass interference. So if you review the play, it's still a first down because they would have got the pass interference.
Yeah, that play is going to confuse me for a while because I didn't see, so they ruled it a catch, but I never saw Khalil Shakir possess the ball. Now, Marcus Jones might have very well come down with it, but like that they threw the flag basically put Mike Vrabel in a position to do nothing because say he reviewed it and they say, well, interception, but they're going to say, well, there's defensive pass interference. The Carlton Davis one, I put it in this category where if they threw a flag, I don't have a big issue. If they let it go, I don't have a big issue. Yep. Like if they didn't throw the flag there and they got away with it, it's 4th and 7, whatever for Buffalo, I would have been like, well, I've seen that called before. You've seen that play go both ways countless times. This time it went against the Patriots. But, the bottom line, and I agree with you, like it's the Patriots got some really bad breaks in this game. This was one game where the luck went against them. But they still had opportunities to get off the field. It's not like the pass interference was at the 1-yard line. And, there's a penalty on Buffalo. It's 3rd and goal from the 14, and they give up basically an easy touchdown, a 14-yard touchdown pass to Kincaid or Knox, one of the tight ends. So, yeah, you could complain about the calls, but the Patriots still had opportunities to get off the field.
All right. We get back more from Greg Bedard of the Boston Sports Journal, Mark, Joe on the Shaw's and Star Market Patriots postgame show on the Safety Insurance 98.5 The Sports Hub Patriots Radio Network.
This is Matthew Slater. Charles D. Sheehy isn't just a name, it's a promise. Across New England, CDS delivers the products, partnership, and reliability that keep projects on track and teams working with confidence. When it matters most, trust CDS to keep you moving. Learn more at cdsi.com.
Holiday shopping made easy. Stocking stuffers to the big ticket items, Country Ski has everything you need to make the holidays special this winter. Make an in-store shopping appointment or stop by one of their stores in Quincy, Hanson, or Westwood. Country Ski's expert staff of skiers and riders will help you find the perfect gift for your list.
Right now, during the Jeep Wrap Up the Year sales event, well-qualified current FCA lessees get an ultra-low mileage lease on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X4x4 for $339 a month for 42 months with $2,409 to its signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 26,250. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery from dealer stock by 1/5. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Fire up the flavor at McDonald's with the hot and spicy McChicken in the $5 meal deal. Or savor a McDouble in the $6 meal deal. Price and participation may vary.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Is there a right way to prep for my future?
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
Is cash still king?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Can I become king of the hill in Beacon Hill?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made ready. Member FDIC.
This winter at Smugs, stay 3 nights or more and get 1 night free. Smugs is home to 3 big mountains, 78 trails, terrain for all abilities with 300 inches of average snowfall. Smugs, your home away from home with daily access to heated pools, hot tubs, tubing, Nordic trails, and endless indoor play at the Fun Zone 2.0. Plus, enjoy a variety of dining and shopping options in the village with weekly activities to entertain the entire family. Stay 3 nights or more and get 1 night free. Visit smugs.com today.
Golf's got birdies, eagles, even albatrosses, but we're the bird nobody wanted, the Blue Falcon. Born in the barracks, raised on the fairway, and proudly causing chaos ever since. At Blue Falcon Golf, founded by a Marine veteran, every stitch is built for the players who serve, support, or just enjoy stirring the pot between holes. Rock our military-inspired polos, hats, t-shirts, and performance hoodies, including the infamous ass hat and our unapologetic Second Amendment lineup. Use code HUB20 to save 20% site-wide. Fly your colors at bluefalcongolf.com and embrace being the bird they didn't ask for, but definitely remember.
Scott Zolak talks with Boston basketball champion and Boston dental patient Derek White.
One time, Dr. Malachi, we were talking, and he told me about his first startup. I think it's called Floss Time, where they bring their team in, provide dental services at the workplace, because it's hard to go to the dentist, and everybody is super busy. Does your family go to Boston Dental as well?
Yeah, my wife's she enjoys the care there, and definitely been a great to have a family-like atmosphere in our dentist.
Boston Dental. For a championship smile, go see them in the Seaport for high-end sports-focused dentistry. To make your appointment, visit bostondental.com.
Route 1 Grill House in Saugus is the place to be. With a 70-person function room and relaxed outdoor dining, it's perfect for any occasion. The best part? The food is irresistible. Baby back ribs, steak tips, seafood, pizza, you name it, they got it. Plus, this football season, enjoy 50-cent wings, and they got the Sunday ticket for every game on Sunday. They also have an extensive martini list and a large selection of draft beer. What more could you want? Located just before Sullivan Tire on Route 1 South, this family spot is one of a kind, so don't get it confused with any other restaurant. Make Route 1 Grill House your next dining destination and tell the Floramo brothers that Joe Murray sent you.
Hi, I'm Lisa Fortenberry, Executive Vice President at Camp Harborview. Over the last 8 years, I've watched CHV grow into a place where youth build confidence, leadership, and community. We support families year-round through summer camp, leadership academy, and wraparound services. As a mom of 2 boys, one just starting college and one who joined us at camp this summer, I've seen this mission in action both professionally and personally. This holiday season, Boston teens and families need your support. Give today at campharborview.org.
When life throws you a curveball, trust Catches Law, New England's hometown law firm. With over 4 decades of success and a local team that truly cares, let Catches Law fight for you. Remember, there's no fee unless you win. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
December's here, and that means end-of-year savings at Doyon's Appliance. Doyon's has all major brand names, so if you're looking to replace your dishwasher or any other appliance, then Doyon's Appliance is the store you need to shop. Doyon's has the largest variety of dishwashers on hand for same-day or next-day delivery. And if you need installation, that's never a problem for Doyon's Appliance. 4 convenient locations in Reading, Gloucester, Bedford, or North Andover. Want to speak to a professional? Please call or shop online 24/7 at doyonsappliance.com. Doyon's Appliance, where you get superstore prices and hometown service.
A strong roof, tight gutters, and durable siding. That's your best defense this winter. Keep your home protected with Cannell Roofing in Rentham. Inspections, repairs, and full installs. Cannell Roofing, ready for any weather.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
Diggs right slot, inside a booty.
Empty, wow.
Henry, Hollins, Henderson to the left. May points to his helmet. Where's the plays on the wristband, left wrist. He takes the snap. He draws. He runs up the middle. Untouched. Patriots add to their lead on Drake May's second touchdown of the afternoon.
We got an ass whipping underway right here, folks. They go empty. First, second and goal. Second and goal from the 5, empty. May knows it's man-to-man. And what they're telling him, hit the back foot and go. That's a called quarterback draw. Recognize it if you got it. Take it. They are running ahead of the Bills. So far ahead of them right now from a coaching perspective.
May
14 zip.
Someday at Christmas, man won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids.
Back here on the Shaws and Star Market Patriots postgame show. Nearly 30,000 people in Massachusetts don't have permanent housing. Heading Home is changing that. Get involved today at headinghomeinc.org. And we're back here with Greg Bedard of the Boston Sports Journal. Greg, I want to just get your take or reaction, I guess, on the way I kind of outlined this game earlier in the show. And I know we've sort of talked about it, but I thought that the Patriots winning every game the rest of the way was a little unrealistic. My problem, though, is how they lost this game. Had it gone sort of the way that the Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers game last week went, where the Bears just came up one play short and Caleb Williams just couldn't quite make that play at the end to get them over the hump, that would have been okay with me. But the way they lost the game, the Patriots, in this spot, at home, 21-0, that spells a little bit more concern for me. Do you see it the same way, or am I completely off base with how I'm viewing this?
Yeah, I don't mind your take. What's funny is that, in preparation of the Patriots, winning this game, there's a column that I've done. I did in Green Bay. I did for the Globe at one point in time where, I go back and I look at Super Bowl winning teams and like how long their winning streaks have been to win the Super Bowl. And it's really like, in the regular season, they average like 2.5 wins, and then 6 point something, like consecutive wins to win a Super Bowl. So, my column was coming like the Patriots need to lose a game here at some point to be better for it, because it's against all odds to win. They would have been 15, 16 games in a row if they were going to win a Super Bowl. I thought they needed to lose one at one point, but I kind of agree with you. Like, the Bears and Caleb Williams, I thought showed me a lot in that Green Bay game. And, even though he didn't make the play at the end, like you could see it, you were impressed with, going back and forth. But I would say it's a little concerning. Certainly the defense is very concerning, and what other teams might learn from watching. I thought the Bills basically did what I would do against the Patriots, is basically run my offense through the running backs and tight ends as far as passing and running, and put the onus on the linebackers and the safeties, and I think those guys combined for like 13 catches for the Bills in this game. And it's a little appalling that the Patriots knew the Bills can't do anything outside of Josh Allen unless Cook and Kincaid and Knox are involved, and they still couldn't stop it. And I do think that there's some concern about, the weather sort of turned in the second half. So did Drake May's performance. Is that a coincidence, or is that something to be concerned about? Whereas Josh Allen got better in the second half in the weather that he's accustomed to. So a lot of questions, I think, abound out of this game.
All right, Greg, I think we agree the defense gave up 5 straight touchdowns today and probably was the reason why they lost. I just wanted to look under the microscope a little bit more regarding Drake May and the opportunities late in the fourth quarter. There haven't been many, but this year in 4 starts, he's 1-3, trailing by 7 points or less in 4 games this year. The only win was against the Dolphins. They lost to the Raiders, Steelers, and today against the Bills. What do you see in these fourth quarter games when they trail by 7 or less and they're 1-3 in those spots?
It's a good question, Joe. I think, I know listening to Sean McDermott after the game, he talked about, making the Patriots. The Patriots were successful in the first half because they were two-dimensional. They could run the ball. We finally saw Josh McDaniels bring out Drake May's designed runs on both of his touchdowns. The other one was also a designed run because Garrett Bradbury leaked out big time in the middle, was down the field. So it was a designed run on that as well. And, they were able to run the ball. I would say, look, Travion Henderson, we all know he's the home run hitter. But you can't just, go for 1 and 2 yards and then, hope for a 50-yarder and hope for a 65-yarder, which was sensational and his best run of his career. And that was not blocked well, and he still got 65 yards, so credit to him. But it just seemed like the Patriots, got one-dimensional. If I'm not mistaken, I think that the Patriots only had 3 designed rushes in the second half, where I think May attempted 12 passes, and so the running game wasn't consistent enough. I think they need to get to that point to make them go, both ways. But the concerns about Drake May, look, I'm not going to discount them. I mean, I think he's going to be fine, and I think it's a small sample size. But until it's going to be one of these things, until he proves it, it's going to be brought up. and it's legit.
That was a great opportunity, though, for him to show something there. And like you said, it's going to have other opportunities. It doesn't mean he'll never be able to do it. Based on what you saw today from Drake May, and he's been in the MVP conversation all year, Greg, what happens to that conversation coming out of today's performance?
I would probably say for today, I think Josh Allen sort of, nudges ahead of him. I mean, we'll see what happens with Stafford. I saw that they are losing their game. I still think it's Stafford at the top, but Drake May has another showcase game on Sunday night against Lamar Jackson, who it seems like he looked a little bit more like himself. I was just watching some of those plays to finish the game here, and what's interesting is that on the third down play, first of all, you had the Mac Hollins check down that was a little bit wide. Then Drake May scrambled for not much. The third down play, what's interesting is that if you remember, they had both backs on the field, and I think what they thought they were going to have was Travion Henderson. They needed Stevenson on the field to pass block because Henderson isn't really great at that. They thought they were going to get Henderson one-on-one with a linebacker, but the Bills ended up switching it. Teron Johnson was the cornerback on Travion Henderson, and for whatever reason, maybe they thought that they were going to get the linebacker on Henderson, but May was locked in on him where he had Kayshon Boutte underneath coming open across the field. And then, the fourth down play, not a whole lot open there. And so, a lot of information to be gleaned from that.
All right, Greg, what about next week? How you feeling about the Baltimore game?
Well, you guys, I don't know. Did you see any of it? I saw the pass to Zay Flowers on highlights, Mark. So that's the extent of my, Ravens analysis, which was a really nice pass.
The Rams were losing. That was impressive. You saw that.
Yeah, I did have a TV on here. I don't know why it turned off. It did have the Broncos game on.
Well, I'll give you this. They rushed for 189 yards today. Derrick Henry had 100. Lamar Jackson only rushed for 26, but their defense has been pretty bad. They shut out the Bengals today, where I think Joe Burrow kind of tanked it with 2 interceptions.
That's impressive. I mean, as bad as the Ravens looked sort of the week before, even though they had some calls go against them. I can't wait. That's going to be a great game, and it's a great opportunity. I know Patriots fans are bummed, but you have to think. The only way you could think about it is, hey, as long as they learn the lessons from this and they're better from it, then it's worth it. And plus, the Broncos, I mean, everything's still in their grasp. The division, the number 1 seed, first round bye, that's all still there. If they learn from this and they're better against the Ravens and play us full 60 minutes.
So you do see the Ravens game as a test next week, even though they're not the team we thought. Okay, so that's a test that they're going to have to deal with on Sunday Night Football. Especially
it being on the road, but yeah, the Ravens are desperate. To blank the Bengals with Joe Burrow quarterback anytime is impressive, and Henry's getting going. I think I viewed these two games as playoff tune-ups, and to test the team, get them ready for playoff football. And all right, today didn't go well. Let's see what you do with number 2.
All right, Greg. Well, we look forward to talking to you. Doing some Felger Maz this week?
Tuesday, on Tuesday.
I'm back on Tuesday. I think Paul Perillo is going to be in. Tony Maz. Okay. It's going to be interesting.
All right, Greg Bedard of the Boston Sports Journal joining us. Thanks as always, Greg, for the time. Greg. And we'll talk to you Tuesday with Mike and whoever's on. All right.
Sounds good. Thanks,
We're gonna come back to your phone calls. Joe Murray's gonna have a headlines for us, but first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Safety Insurance 98.5 The Sports Hub Patriots Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston 98.5 The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Patriots, they fall today to Buffalo 35-31. It snaps their 10-game winning streak. They had a 21-0 lead and 24-7 lead at halftime. They give up 5 straight touchdowns. Josh Allen, 3 passing. James Cook had 2 rushing touchdowns. And, well, Drake May, 2 rushing. Travion Henderson, 2 rushing. 100 total yards. in the second half. Drake May struggled 5 of 12, 47 yards, and an interception, and he had 3 sacks all in the second half. So now they'll take on the Baltimore Ravens next week, who shut out the Bengals today 24-0. Looking at some of the NFL scores, Commanders 29-21 over the Giants. Eagles shut out the Raiders 31-0. Jaguars get a 48-20 win over the Jets. It was the Texans 40. Cardinals 20. Bears get a 31-3 win over the Browns. The Chiefs are eliminated from the playoffs. They lose to the Chargers today 16-13. Right now at halftime, Packers have a 16-14 lead over the Broncos. It's the Lions 24, Rams 17. Panthers have a 17-7 lead over the Saints, and the 49ers have a 17-10 lead over the Titans. And Phillip Rivers and the Colts, they lead the Seahawks 13-6 at halftime. Rivers is 10 of 16 for 82 yards and a touchdown pass in this one to Josh Downs. Headlines, they are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You'll save 15% off an extra oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. We'll have more of the Shaw's and Star Market Patriots postgame show after this on the Safety Insurance 98.5 The Sports at Patriots Radio Network.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda Wonderland of your own with a great offer on a rugged new Passport, Pilot, or Ridgeline. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport, a 4.49% APR on a 2025 Pilot, or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Ridgeline.
See dealer for financing details.
Good news, homeowners. Over the last 5 years, home values have increased more than 40%. Bad news, homeowners. Some of you haven't adjusted your insurance to cover your home's increased value, which means a natural disaster could also be a financial disaster. Relax, people. Talk to an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you have the coverage you need today to ensure a happy tomorrow. Safety Insurance will help you manage life storms.
Score a touchdown with all your fans. Get ready for the game with a trip to Shaw's or Star Market. Tackle your hungry team with Shaw's and Star Market party platters. Pick up sandwich platters, wing platters, shrimp platters, veggie and cookie platters that'll leave your fans cheering for more. Order ahead in-store, by phone, or online at shaws.com or starmarket.com. Shaw's and Star Market party platters are made fresh, so you always win. Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
Autodesk is proud to be the presenting sponsor of today's AFC East showdown on 98.5 The Sports Hub between the Patriots and the Bills. From skyscrapers to stadiums, design and build anything with Autodesk, the official design and make platform of the New England Patriots and Gillette Stadium.
98.5 The Sports Hub is proud to welcome the following partners to the Patriots Radio Network. Autodesk. From skyscrapers to stadiums, design and build anything with Autodesk, the official design and make platform of the New England Patriots. Jean D'Arc Credit Union. They're teaming with Keon White for tackling financial wellness to donate $50 for every tackle up to $50,000 to support financial wellness in their communities. Become a member or get your financial playbook now at jdcu.com. From Boston's Home for Sports, thank you for joining our winning team.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the best defender in the game against engine wear, provides 15-minute drive-through oil changes and touchless service for busy people. Go to NewEnglandOilChange.com to save 15% on your entire invoice for your drive-through oil change. Print out the coupon or pull it up on your mobile device. Go to New England Oil.
JCPenney's mystery sale means everyone's a winner. Hurry in store for a chance to win an extra 30, 40, or 50% off. Or hit the $60 off jackpot deal. Yes, JCPenney. Giveaway valid 12/11 to 12/14 while they last. Exclusions apply. Must be 18 or older.
It'll be pushed out toward the blue line, and Faber's got it back now. Wheeling it toward the near side, and Hughes brings through the neutral zone. Leaves it back for Faber, stepping toward the high slot. Send a pass across that just missed on the back door as he tried to find Kaprizov. Shot out on the near corner by Pete. Wild pulled in at the line. On the near side, Urov able to slip a check. Centering pass, though, broken up by Kastelik, who pivots in behind the net. His pass out into the neutral ice, and Corrali will dump one in just wide of Gustafsson. Off the end boards, comes back out in front. Hughes forced in behind the net by Tanner Jeannot. Around the near boards, it comes back to McAvoy at the right point. He'll spin it all the way around to the far side. And Zadorov pinching down to the hash marks. Marat Husnadinov, former member of the Minnesota Wild,
gets it back to the point. Zadorov threw one in front, gets redirected up into the netting, out of play.
You get a guy like Hughes in the lineup, and you wonder what you're going to get from him. And as a team, you kind of sit there and you watch him. And that's the trap you fall into. You still have to play your game. And that's why I give the Bruins so much credit here when when you get Pastrnak back in the lineup and you get McAvoy back in the lineup. The guys that need to do the grunt work still do the grunt work. And they had success, against a Winnipeg team that is struggling a little bit, and St. Louis struggling a little bit, but you got the job done.
Puck batted out of the Wild zone by Bogosian. Comes all the way around behind the Bruins net, near side. Geekie taps it off the wall to Elias Lindholm. Tangled up coming through the neutral ice. Bogosian will drop it back in his own zone. Pastrnak can take away near his own blue line. Here's Geekie to gather it across the Minnesota line. Near circle, sends it across. Pastrnak moving to the high slot. Shot gets tipped up and over the net.
Yeah, just missed on the blocker side.
Bogosian in the far corner. Lobs it back out to center ice. Glove down there by Mason Lohrei. This Geekie on a pass on the right wing. Jared Spurgeon will push it back toward the near side. Johansson, long pass ahead. Here's Boldy into the Bruins zone, and from the left circle, a shot that's gloved by Jeremy Swayman.
Confidently. Made that look easy. Boldy's very dangerous. Kaprizov gets a lot of the press, and rightfully so, but Boldy's right there with him in terms of points, and he's had himself a really good start to the year.
Jeremy Swayman back in there after Korpisalo got the start on Thursday. Swayman, in his last 7 starts, has given up 2 goals or less 6 times. Faceoff will be to his right.
Yeah, the only other game was that Detroit game where he got pulled.
Right. Gave up 5 in that one. But even with that 5, he's still got a 2.04 goals against average in his last 7 games.
Yeah, he wasn't great in that game, and the team in front of him certainly was not good in that game. There's been very few of those, and they still only lost by a goal.
Here's McAvoy carrying out into the neutral ice. Pass off to the left side. Tipped into the attack zone by Husnudinov. Controlled behind the Wild net by Faber. Then it toward the far side, out to neutral ice, and Zadorov will dump it right back in. Zaka against Faber along the end board. Doc able to get position on him. Kicks the puck toward the near corner. Husnudinov angles it off the near wall. Back to Pete. Over to the far side. Hampus Lindholm shot got knocked down in front as Zaka was tangled up. It'll be carried into neutral ice. Nicholas Aube-Kubel able to play it deep into Boston territory. Bruins will start out. Hampus Lindholm going to carry to his own blue line. Cross ice pass, and here's Middlestat. Minnesota native into the middle. That puck broken up by Jiricek. Back toward the Boston blue line. Fraser Minton now at the red against Nico Sturm off the near side boards. It'll be taken back into his own zone by Damon Hunt.
Minnesota's missing some really good players out of their lineup right now, and some size, and especially with Foligno up front. And missing Brodin, Zuccarello. Pretty good players. Once this team gets healthy.
Eves will wrap one around the near side, and Pitlick will play it out towards center ice. Dumped right back in by Soderstrom. He's back in the lineup after the injury to Aspero on Thursday.
Yeah, that's a pair that I'm keeping an eye on here today. These two played together, talking about Lohrei and Soderstrom. They played together against St. Louis. St. Louis isn't as explosive offensively as maybe Minnesota can be, but definitely kind of keeping an eye on these two and who their matchups, with Minnesota having the last change.
Quick welcome back on the video board for Marat Husnudinov. Played 73 games over 2 years in a Wild uniform before the trade over to Boston just before the deadline last year. Puck gets wrapped around near side. After practice yesterday, said this kind of feels like home. Spent some time here and had a chance to have dinner with Kaprizov the other night. So they got close during his couple of years here.
That is wedding.
Yeah. Here's Zadorov with a shot. It's wide of the net. Kicks all the way out of the corner back to center ice.
Gaslick got tied up there with Bogosian right off the faceoff. They tried to wrap the puck around the boards. Got up a little slowly. Staying on for the rest of this shift, but he's a little shaken up.
Faber will play to Kaprizov. He's going to carry the Wild out of the zone. Kastelik coming back into the neutral ice to pick off a pass intended for Urov. Wild, though, do get it just inside the Boston line, and now back out to center ice, and Quinn Hughes gave it up and got it right back from Urov. Skates it along the left wing side. Tarasenko centering pass, back to the trailer. Faber coming on, and his shot found the back wall.
And doing and ahhing, a little give and go in the neutral zone with Hughes.
Guys look like they've been playing together for a while. All of a couple of shifts. Puck gets cleared, and that's going to be a Bruins icing. It just made it to the goal line.
Yeah, pretty good opportunity for Faber coming in late. He's the guy that's going to pick this up. Hughes with a little backhand pass to Urov, and then he gets it back on the left wing side. And eventually they're going to get the puck to Faber, who's coming in from the right point. I mean, he's in great shooting position. Just missed the blocker side.
Face off near circle down to our left. Bruins defensive zone. Kastelik against Eriksson Ek. Puck comes back to Hughes to the left point. He'll go to the far side, now pushed out of the zone. Good play by Elias Lindholm, who takes the puck and gets it deep.
That gets everybody a line change there for the Bruins after the icing.
Hughes going behind the net, leaves it to the far corner for Faber. Up the right side, Johansson, Eriksson Ek in across the line. Down the right circle and around behind the net with Zadorov chasing. On to the near side, Zadorov puts him to the wall, knocks him down. Puck kicks back to them, and Eriksson Ek able to regain possession. Back along the near side boards at the blue line, Bogosian. And now a free puck. McAvoy's got it with some space coming through neutral ice. Onto the left side for Geekie. Into the middle. Elias Lindholm coming to the right circle. Doesn't shoot. Goes around behind the net and a centering pass to that far side. Thrown back toward the front by McAvoy, but kicked to the near wall.
I think Elias Lindholm packs up a pretty good shooting opportunity there. Waiting for something to open up, and it really never did.
McAvoy to Pastrnak. Coming out across his own blue line. Zacha gives it back to Pasta. He's going to backhand into the Wild zone and head off on a change. Faber gives it to Hughes from the near circle. Back to Faber. As the two of them make their way out towards center ice. The pass back toward Hughes missed. Husnudinov gets it right back ahead to Zacha. Here's Middlestat coming to the right circle, and Faber blocked his shot attempt. Now Zacha pulls a free puck behind the net. Here's Soderstrom with a drive. Save made. Rebound. Husnudinov with a chance in front. And a good stop by Gustafsson. Wild clear it. Zacha gives Lohrei. Brought it back across the line, and then his pass kicked right to Trennan. He'll drag it forward for Minnesota. Pivots along the near boards. Gives it to Hunt. On the far side, Juracek back across, and the puck came kicking free to the near circle. Husnudinov will bank it off the boards and out to center. 6.5 minutes gone here in the first period. Bruins and Wild are scoreless. Redirected deep by Ryan Hartman. Swayman played it back around near side, and Peak will pass it up the right side to Steves. Directed deep. Asamont trying to get position going into the near corner against Juracek. Puck gets batted back toward the near side wall and will be cleared by Hartman. Minton pokes it toward the far side in front of the Bruins bench. Hampus Lindholm racing over to make the play. Trying to get Minton back into the offensive zone, but that puck gets caught up at his skates, and he winds up offside. We'll take a break with 12:56 to play here in the first period. It's the Bruins and the Wild, scoreless on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Doom scrolling during this ad break? Ditch the doom and get peace of mind with new Blink 2K Plus Smart Security. Check on home right from your phone with 2K Clarity, noise cancellation, and 4 times zoom. Plus, setup takes less time than playing your favorite song. Singing while installing not required but encouraged. Get more? Spend less with Blink 2K Plus Smart Security.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Erectile dysfunction affects nearly 50% of men over age 50. But even with so many men affected, finding a trusted provider to treat the condition isn't so simple. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a ProMedic restorative health practice, and I'm excited to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health in Warwick, Rhode Island. As a ProMedic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health can offer men with ED the latest treatment protocols, which are shown in medical studies to be effective in well over 90% of men. And unlike groups that only offer wave therapy or online pharmacies that just sell pills, we offer a variety of treatments to help get you the results you want. You should also know that Northeast Men's Health is a true medical practice, which means our providers have access to a complete range of treatment options to get you back on track. So call Northeast Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult, blood work, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Andy Summers Show. Mornings on Country 102.5.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Celebrate the year-end sales event and hurry in to secure your deal today on a brand new Ford. Bruins and Wild scoreless, just over 7 minutes gone first period. And a face-off coming up in the neutral zone.
Yeah, some pretty good chances both ways, right? I mean, Faber just shot that puck wide. He was in good shooting position. Bruins had a couple of opportunities. Husseldinov probably the best one on the rebound.
Face-off one back into the Wild zone here for Bogosian. Nearly got away from Tarasenko. Had to dive to knock that puck out toward the blue line. Now in the neutral zone. Battle for possession along the near wall. Tarasenko's got it. Kaprizov along the near side boards. Gets hit hard by Steves and knocked down. Puck deep into Bruins territory.
Yeah, Bogosian thought about going after Steves and then
dragged out in front. Tarasenko with a chance from the inside of the face-off circle. Picked up and over the net by Swayman. Around it'll come toward the near side. Steves.
Yeah, Bogosian was going to finish that hit.
Yep. Came right back after Steves as Minton tosses it in toward Gustafsson in the Wild end. Around the near side wall. Bogosian. Wild changing. He's going to take his time in the defensive end. Standing at the dot near side, gives over to Faber, far circle. Up the right side, Aubé-Kubel, tipped into the Boston zone, but played away there. And out toward neutral ice comes Middlestat. He'll carry in across the line. Husnadinov, right circle shot. Stick save made. Middlestat trying to chop it away from Hughes. To the far side, Faber will back it up. And Hughes from the far corner steps toward the side of the net. Sends a long pass up the right side. Didn't connect with Trennan. And that will be an icing against Minnesota.
I think they might have a penalty coming up here.
Zadorov headed to the box.
91, minor penalty for interference.
So an interference against Nikita Zadorov will give Minnesota a power play chance with 11:34 to go here in the first period.
And not much of an argument from Zadorov as he goes to the box. Bruins have been better lately at staying out of the box, even though they took 4 the other day against Winnipeg. But in general, over this 4-game win streak, they've been better in that area.
Minnesota power play ranks 10th in the league at 21.8%. They're just 2 for their last 23 over an 8-game span. Puck gets wrapped around the far side and held in the zone.
Hampus Lindholm had more time than he thought there.
Goldie to Hughes, center blue line. Tarasenko along the near wall, directed away by Kastelik and back through center ice.
You've had no practice time, right? With Hughes
right.
as your quarterback here on this power play. It had been Faber. Well, that changes here with Hughes being the guy up top.
Goldie lost it coming toward the Boston blue line, and Eriksson Ek drags it across the line offside. 26 seconds gone on the Zadorov penalty. 11:07 to play here in the first period.
Good stick in the neutral zone. Kastelik get a piece of it. That throws everything off as Boldy tried to get into the zone.
Faceoff will be just outside the Boston line. Minton against Eriksson Ek. Played into the Bruins zone. Hampus Lindholm sends it softly down the other end. Gustafsson will stop it to the back of the net. Hughes will start from there. Wild moving from right to left here in the first period. Hughes across the red line to the Boston Blue. Tried to turn and give it for the trailer Boldy. Ended up losing the puck. Poked into the Wild zone here by Jeannot. Tarasenko gives it back to Kaprizov. Kaprizov through the center ice circle. to the Boston line. Tarasenko just inside the zone. Over to Boldio on the far side. Steps away from Minton into the far corner. Challenged by Hampus Lindholm. Sent it back to the point. Rolled over the stick of Hughes and out to center ice.
Yeah, not sharp at all right now for Minnesota.
Boldy will reload quickly. Eriksson Ek pass across looking for Tarasenko. Karam's off the far boards. It'll be shot all the way back down the ice. 38 seconds to go on the power play. Faber will bring it out from behind the Wild net. Leaves it in the zone for Johansson. Picking up steam as he comes through center ice. Pass along the right wing side. Thrown back in front of the give and go. And Johansson couldn't get a stick on that puck in the air. Comes back around to Faber along the far side circle. Wheels it back. And a shot, and they score. Jared Spurgeon gets the shot through, and a power play goal gives Minnesota the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, two righties at the point for that second power play unit. Faber and Spurgeon. Spurgeon's going to get this shot through. A great screen in front. I mean, Swayman never sees this shot coming in. It's just a wrist shot from that right point. They did not look sharp on the power play at all, but Spurgeon eyes up, gets this good shot through. He said Swayman doesn't move. I don't know if that was deflected or not, but Swayman never picks it up anyhow because of the screen in front. So if you're a defenseman, if you're not going to block the shot, then you got to try to move somebody from the front of the net. That shot gets all the way through.
That was Johansson that was camped out right in front of Swayman.
Yeah, you know, and because Zadorov's in the box, Lohrei has to kill penalties, which he usually doesn't do, and he's out there for that one. And not saying it's his fault, just saying it limits you.
Collision along the near side boards. Elias Lindholm freed up a puck. Geekie finds Pastrnak moving into the attack zone, and he gets hooked from behind, and a penalty coming against Minnesota. So the Wild grab the 1-0 lead on the goal by Spurgeon, but now the Bruins will have a chance to answer back with a power play of their own when we come back. 9:22 to go here in the first period. It's the Wild 1 and the Bruins 0 on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Low testosterone affects many men today, even men as young as 30. But finding someone you can trust for quality low T treatment isn't so easy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice, and that's why I'm pleased to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health right here in Warwick. As a Promedic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health has the experience and expertise to get you the right treatment for your particular medical situation. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone. In fact, we've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing impacts low T treatments have. If you're like most men, you'll sleep better, have more energy and improve mental clarity, get better gains in the gym, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Country 102.5, Boston's hottest new country.
9:22 to go, first period. Bruins trailing by a goal, but we'll get a power play chance as Nicholas Aube-Kubel goes to the box for hooking David Pastrnak.
Yeah, tough call on Kubel. Looks like he's just trying to lift the stick of David Pastrnak. Pastrnak made a nice move on him, but not much there.
Face off in the offensive zone. Elias Lindholm will take the draw. Zaka, Pastrnak, Geekie, and McAvoy round out the power play unit. Hard around the far boards. And Geekie, nice play to keep it in the zone. Elias Lindholm's pass back to Geekie, directed on to McAvoy, who gets it right circle to Pastrnak. Sent one in front, looking for a redirect by Zaka. Instead went to the far corner. Elias gets it back to the point. McAvoy with a long shot. That one off the backboards, came back out in front, forced back in behind the net. Zaka trying to backhand it for McAvoy, taken away by Eriksson Ek and cleared.
Lively boards. That puck came back out in a hurry.
Yeah. 90 seconds left on the power play. Pastrnak had it knocked away from him at center ice by Sturm. Zacha now back in his own zone, challenged by Trennan. He has to come back and get involved.
Bouncing puck, bounce over his stick. Got to get organized.
Zacha gives it to Elias Lindholm. He'll in turn hand off to Zacha, and they start forward. To the red line, right wing pass, off the near boards, gets it himself. Try to throw it in front for Elias Lindholm. Bouncing puck comes in on Gustafsson, and he'll cover that up.
Yeah, Minnesota, when you look at their lineup, I mean, we talked about Zuccarello and Foligno up front, but on the back end, Brodin is an important part of their team. Middleton is a good player for them. Tough defensive defenseman. About a couple goals here and there, but if they're healthy, it's a strong lineup.
Face off in the near circle. They lose Marco Rossi in the trade as well. He's two-time 20-goal scorer. Goes out to Vancouver. Former first-round pick. Off a clear. Hampus Lindholm comes and gets it from Jeremy Swayman. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Usnadinov will carry it out to his own blue line. Carried on to the Minnesota line by Asimon. Now Lohrei just inside the blue line. His pass got through Usnadinov. It'll be cleared all the way down by Sturm. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Hampus Lindholm for Asimon. Gates it out toward the red line. Right side, Usnadinov to Middlestat. In across the line. Drops it back. Lindholm fires, and that one just wide. Lohrei gives it to Hampus Lindholm, center of the blue line. Middlestat in the right corner. Back up top for Hampus. Walks it toward the far side. Back to the right circle for Middlestat. Middlestat moving toward the slot. Back to Hampus for a drive, and that one kicked off. Looked like Asimon in front. Johansson will play it for Boldy, and that's a saver there by Hampus Lindholm. Is coming out of the box. Obey Kubel nearly had a break. Hampus got a stick on it. So the Bruins 0 for 1 on the power play. Trail 1-0. 7:05 to go here in the first. Here's a steal at center ice by Kastelik. Comes down the right wing side. Takes a shot. Blocker saved. And the puck kicks all the way back out to center ice. Peak will bring it back in. Wraps it around behind the net. Corrali first man to it. Comes back toward the near corner. Angles it back to Peak at the point. Over to Zadorov far side. Shot it wide on the short side. Peak tried to fire, and that one blocked off Obey Kubel. In the far corner, Hunt shoved to the boards by Janot. Kastelik involved there as well. Kaprizov able to dig it free, and it will direct out to center ice. Peak backed in his own zone. Off the near boards to the attacking blue line for Kastelik, who got a piece of it. That allows the Bruins to change. Quinn Hughes will bring it up ice. Across the red line. Goes off to the left side. Centering pass picked off by Minton as Nico Sturm tried to find a man in front. Steves in front of the Boston bench. Rink wide pass toward the near side. Asimon just inside the Minnesota line. Forced back out. McAvoy able to get it back. Pass ahead, here's Steves. Across the line. Tried to pass it off to the left side. Minton Minton's got it back, and he'll play into the far corner.
Bruins pass up a couple opportunities to get good shots away from the slot area. Try and make that extra pass.
Battle along the near side boards. Asimon forces it deep. Faber is there. Boston peels off and goes for a change with 5:34 to go in the period. Quinn Hughes standing between the circles in his own zone. Pass to center ice. Tipped ahead by Tarasenko. Cut off at the blue line, though, by Elias Lindholm. Pastrnak backhands one across into the Minnesota zone. Got back up the far wall and held in by Lohrei. Back in behind the net. Spurgeon will try again to that far side. Tarasenko able to redirect the pass. And here's Urov skating ahead. Urov in across the Boston line against Soderstrom. Down low gets it to Johansson coming behind the net. Off the near board, Spurgeon to the left point. Back over to the far side, Bogosian. Urov to Spurgeon. One-timer gets blocked in front by Geekie. And the puck gets cleared out to center.
Geekie's getting to the bench in a lot of pain right now.
Urov will get it back into the Boston zone. Drop pass. Johansson with a shot that goes wide on the short side. Wild gets set up here with Juracek for the drive and knocked aside. And the Bruins will start out the other way. Middlestat and McAvoy coming forward. Now he gives over far side for Zacha, and his attempt gets blocked right through the slot. Usnadinov to Zadorov. His shot, and that one knocked away. McAvoy bringing toward the near side boards. Finds Zaka cutting out of the near circle, back toward the blue line. Now Zadorov near the top of the right circle, moves through the high slot, all the way back to the left point. For Middlestad in the middle, had it knocked away, but kept alive here by Husnadinov on the near boards. Sends it back over to the far side. McAvoy stepping down to the face-off circle. Gives back to Husnadinov, cycling to the far side, and his shot gloved by Gustafsson. 3:53 to go here in the first period. Minnesota's got the 1-0 lead here on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Erectile dysfunction affects nearly 50% of men over age 50. But even with so many men affected, finding a provider to treat the condition isn't so simple. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a promenic restorative health practice, and I'm excited to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health in Warwick, Rhode Island. As a promenic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health can offer men with ED the latest treatment protocols, which are shown in medical studies to be effective in well over 90% of men. And unlike groups that only offer wave therapy or online pharmacies that just sell pills, we offer a variety of treatments to help get you the results you want. You should also know that Northeast Men's Health is a true medical practice, which means our providers have access to a complete range of treatment options to get you back on track. So call Northeast Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult, blood work, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Andy Summer Show. Mornings on Country 102.5.
Bruins will be back on Causeway Street Tuesday night for a 7 p.m. matchup against the Utah Mammoth for Mental Health Awareness Night, presented by Mass General Brigham. Select tickets still available. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets to grab your seat for all the hard-hitting action. It'll be the start of a 5-game homestand leading into the Christmas break. A long road trip coming after that. As the puck directed into the Bruins zone here, Zadorov will skate back behind his own net. McAvoy to the near side finds Jeannot. Takes a hit along the near boards from Trennan. McAvoy coming between the circles. Zadorov skates it out towards center ice. Pass directed in off of Corrali. Obe Kubel on the far boards will lob it back out through center, and that one's going to go up into the bench.
Been a good pace to this game. It's been, I liked a lot of what the Bruins have done. They got a lot of cycling, a lot of movement in that offensive zone, especially the last shift before the commercial break. That led to the chance by Husnadinov. I think they passed up a couple of shots, though, here in this first period. They've only given up 3 shots against, and they had to kill a penalty. I mean, obviously the power play goal by Spurgeon, but it's been a solid period for them.
Yeah, Steves had that chance just before the break.
Elias Lindholm, McAvoy, even that last shift.
Face off in the Wild zone, won by Eriksson Ek. Boldy coming out of the far corner. Pass is picked off along the far wall by Pasternak, but regained now by Faber. Eriksson Ek for Boldy, who gets knocked down. Puck again jumps into the Wild bench. Checked by Hampus Lindholm, sent him to the ice.
Gap's been good for the Bruins. You know, the D have been aggressive, taking away time and space for the Wild. Just a seeing eye shot that gets through there from Spurgeon with a great screen in front by Johansson. Are we calling him Johansson or Johansson?
Johansson.
Because I've heard it both ways.
I know. But the hometown crew says Johansson, so that's what we're going with.
And he played for the Bruins. I think it was something different.
I know. Puck is brought through the neutral zone. Here is Johansson down the left circle. Tried to center for Eriksson Ek. Broken up by Hampus Lindholm. Elias will play it through neutral ice here. Hughes pressured by Pasternak. Eriksson pass got through Boldy, but he tracks it off the far boards and fights his way into the Boston zone. And Elias Lindholm blocks a pass back toward the center blue line and gets it back out. Bogosian will dump it in. Steve's coming back toward the end boards. McAvoy in the near corner, pivots away from Kaprizov. Pass out to center ice. Minton turns it forward. Gets in across the line. Takes a shot that got blocked by Spurgeon.
Zadorov coming late as the fourth guy out on that rush.
Puck squirting through the slot area. Spurgeon got it out of the zone. Kicked right back in. 2 minutes to play here in the first period. Spurgeon to Kaprizov. Tipped up the right wing boards and deep. Race for it, won by Pitlick.
That would have been an icing.
Angled off the near side wall. And a drive. Save made. Rebound in front. Couple of chances. And a backhander stopped by Swayman. Sturm.
A lot of traffic down there.
Juracek over by the Boston bench. Forced out of the zone by Middlestat. Comes across near side for Hunt. And down into the near corner it goes. Wrap back up the near side wall. And out of Nico Sturm's reach. Juracek chased back deep in the Wild zone by Zacha. Juracek up the right side. And Jones didn't see that one coming. That'll turn into a Wild icing here with 1:12 to go in the first.
Yeah, I'm wondering what happens with Juracek when, Brodin and Middleton get back in the lineup. He was disgruntled in Columbus, right? From the outside looking in, it sounded like they botched that a little bit. Tell him to get a place. Next thing you know, he's getting sent to the minors. And they ended up trading him here to Minnesota. The guy that had some good success at the minor league level. Defensive defenseman.
He gave up a lot to get him.
Yeah.
First, second, third, and fourth round draft picks. Plus Damon Hunt, who later found his way back here on waivers.
Billy Guerin has not been shot.
So Sturm lost his stick and then goes in offside without it.
Well, and they were hamstrung for a while because of the contracts of Ryan Suter and Zach Parise, and those are basically gone now off the book. So it's given them the ability to make some moves. I mean, the signing for Kaprizov.
$17 million a year for 8 years. Richest contract in NHL history. Face-off win by Elias Lindholm. Pastrnak, the pass through the neutral ice. Here is Elias, the backhanded deep. Gustafsson stays put. Rattles around toward the near side corner. Pastrnak along the wall against Eriksson Ek. Eriksson Ek going to push it out to the blue line. Johansson will play it ahead from near the red line. Near corner of the Bruins zone. 32 seconds to play in the period. It'll wrap around far side. Faber back toward the blue line, and Johansson along the far boards. Gives it along the wall to Boldy. Throws it toward the far side. Comes back across near side. And Swayman, a big stop on Faber from the left circle. Boldy back toward the blue line, and Faber lost his balance as he tried to reach to keep that in. Could not. 10 seconds to go in the period. Wild push it back into the Bruins zone, but Pastrnak will take it. He'll just settle in behind Jeremy Swayman and let the time expire, and they'll head to the locker room. So a power play goal from Jared Spurgeon of the Wild is the only goal in the first 20 minutes of this one. Bruins trail 1-0 after one. And we'll return to St. Paul on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Low testosterone affects many men today, even men as young as 30. But finding someone you can trust for quality low T treatment isn't so easy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice, and that's why I'm pleased to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health right here in Warwick. As a Promenic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health has the experience and expertise to get you the right treatment for your particular medical situation. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone. In fact, we've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing impacts low T treatments have. If you're like most men, you'll sleep better, have more energy and improve mental clarity, get better gains in the gym, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Caroline Jones is turning up the heat with her brand new single, No Tellin'. Hooky, fresh, and impossible to hear just once. Stream or download No Tellin' now on all major platforms. Caroline Jones, your new favorite repeat.
It's the season to come together over your holiday favorites at Starbucks. Warm up with a creamy caramel brulee latte. Get festive with an iced gingerbread chai. Or share a velvety peppermint mocha. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Got a DIYer on your list? Lowe's December deal drops to the rescue. Get 2 free select tools from DeWalt, Craftsman, or Kobalt when you buy a select battery or combo kit. Plus, save $40 on select Craftsman V20 tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offers valid 12/4 through 12/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Visit your nearby Lowe's on Quaker Lane in Warwick.
Sounds pretty wholesome, right? That's because this sugar is wholesome organic fair trade sugar. So you're helping farmers get fair wages, while everyone at your table gets a fair portion. All the best for all. That's wholesome.
The Andy Summers Show, mornings on Country 102.5.
One period complete, and the Bruins trailing the Minnesota Wild 1-0. And for our first intermission tonight, we look back at the last week in the NHL. Sam Bennett and the Panthers won a wild one in OT against the Blue Jackets. Madison Square Garden continues to be kind to the road teams. Bruins' Mark Kastelik and Fraser Minton had 2-goal nights in St. Louis, and Vince Dunn was an OT hero against the Kings. Here are your NHL plays of the week.
Winnipeg lead past themselves. Morgan Barron across the line. Barron onto the far side, cutting toward the net. The backhand by Kepke. He scores! Cole Kepke with his first as a Winnipeg Jet. And Winnipeg has their largest lead of the night. It's 2 goals at 3-1. And that's a big goal for Cole Kepke. And just judging by the emotion, a huge one for him.
A shot, score for Anaheim. On a guy left wide open in front of the net. And he blasted it by the Chicago goaltender. And Anaheim increases their lead to 7-1. And the crowd erupts with joy.
Blues being outshot 25-12, but have the 1-0 lead in the goal scorer. Neighbors goes flying in after it on Sanderson. Slings it around, doesn't clear. They shoot the Neighbors. He scores! The pass from Buchnevich. Jake on the doorstep. 12 seconds into the third. It's 2-0 Blues.
Natchez holding. Leaves it for McCarr. Further back for Nathan McKinnon. He'll keep it himself down the right flank and chugs off. Borgen, McKinnon, toe drag, McKinnon, backhander, he scores! The Mac attack is back, Jack! And you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here because this party is over!
Kent Johnson to Zach Werenski, and he'll try and sneak up the far boards. Couldn't break free. Forsling, Marchand, a lane. Marchand to the net, and they score! Sam Bennett, the overtime winner! And the Panthers get it done in overtime with 3.2 seconds left in the extra frame. 7-6, the final score. The Panthers finishing off in overtime.
To the blue line, Bouchard to Nugent Hopkins. He'll walk out, the pass, the shot, rebound, scores! Connor McDavid with 1 second left, and this game is tied at 3.
Connor McDavid watching Darlene. Now McLeod at center. Things opening up to the left side of the ice. McLeod carries it in. Alex Tuck and Darlene. Here's Tuck in front, scores! an overtime salvage in Edmonton, and they take 2 points from the Oilers, and they sweep the season series against McDavid and company.
Scott Mayfield goes back hard after it. 9 to go. Puck collected left corner, lifted high into the air. Heineman ahead. Cizikas at the empty net. It's a bullseye. And it's a 2-0 Islanders lead, back-to-back games with an empty net goal for Casey Cizikas, with 1.6 left on the clock.
Now the Wings break back. Here's Larkin busting down the right side, moving in with a shot. He scores! Dylan Larkin makes it 4-0, and that's 2 goals in 2 games for him.
But then Dvorsky comes down to win the puck. Zadorov keeps it alive, throws it back in front, and they score! Puck sat down in the crease, and Kastelik able to knock it home. Bruins are back in front, 3-2. Campus over to Pete. Shot, hit the post on the short side.
Got 3 today?
Here's a drive by Minton, he scores! Fraser Minton put everything he had into that one-timer from between the circles. And he's got his second of the night, and the Bruins have a 4-2 lead. Ekblad here to Reinhardt on the near side. Shot to the net.
Out front, they score. Anton Lundell able to jam it home. It was worked to the back door, and right there at the edge of the crease, it was Anton Lundell there to jam it in. And the Panthers have a 4-3 lead with 50.8 seconds left in the third. That was whipped down in front from a sharp angle, and Lundell was there to jam it home.
Howden wins it back to the corner, and it's bent down by Theodore. Eichel in pursuit. Eichel gets a step onside. Down the middle. He scores! With 9 seconds left in overtime, Jack Eichel wins it for the Golden Knights. 3-2 Vegas.
Eberle to Tobin and across. Dunn scores! Vince gets it done in overtime. 3-2 Seattle.
Well, a great setup by Jordan Eberle, who feeds the puck over to Tolvanen. Tolvanen waits for Vince Dunn to get in position for a one-timer in the high slot. Slides it over to him. It's a bomb. Kraken win 3-2. Bring on the final Kings!
Vince Dunn's overtime game winner is the finale of this week's Plays of the Week from around the NHL. Bruins trailing the Minnesota Wild 1-0 after 1. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard when we return on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Erectile dysfunction affects nearly 50% of men over age 50. But even with so many men affected, finding a trusted provider to treat the condition isn't so simple. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice, and I'm excited to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health in Warwick, Rhode Island. As a Promenic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health can offer men with ED the latest treatment protocols, which are shown in medical studies to be effective in well over 90% of men. And unlike groups that only offer wave therapy or online pharmacies that just sell pills, we offer a variety of treatments to help get you the results you want. You should also know that Northeast Men's Health is a true medical practice, which means our providers have access to a complete range of treatment options to get you back on track. So call Northeast Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult, blood work, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Country 102.5, Boston's hottest new country.
Bruins trailing the Wild 1-0 after one here in Minnesota. Let's take a look at the other action around the NHL. An afternoon affair in New Jersey where the Vancouver Canucks took a 2-1 victory over the Devils. Jake DeBrusk scoring in that one, a power play goal for Vancouver, and a new acquisition, Zeev Buium, who came over, of course, from Minnesota in that Quinn Hughes trade. He gets his first goal in his first game with the Canucks, and it turned out to be the game winner in that one. They win it over New Jersey 2-1. Wild won in Pittsburgh today. Utah Mammoth trailed 3-0 going into the third period, scored 4 unanswered goals to take the lead. Justin Brazeau tied it for Pittsburgh with his second goal of the game, but it was Dylan Guenther winning it in overtime for Utah. 5-4 the final. They beat Pittsburgh. One other game in progress right now, that's the Carolina Hurricanes with a 2-1 lead over Philadelphia at the end of 2. Taylor Hall, a power play goal in that one for Carolina. And there are 2 games yet to get underway. Montreal hosting Edmonton. They will get underway in a matter of minutes. And Buffalo visiting Seattle. That one gets started at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. First intermission here in Minnesota. The Wild 1 and the Bruins 0. We'll get you ready for the start of the second period next on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
There ain't no telling where I come from. That ain't what you do.
She's back, and she's bringing the fire. Caroline Jones drops her brand new single, No Tellin', the track everyone's talking about.
Just ain't in my bones. I gotta tell the truth.
Download or stream No Tellin' today on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, wherever you get your music. Caroline Jones, No Tellin'. Hear it once, and there's no telling how many times you'll hit replay.
Remember who taught you your ABCs? Who showed you kindness and sharing? That was Sesame Street. And today, Sesame Workshop is still helping children around the world grow smarter, stronger, and kinder.
But Elmo can't do it alone.
This holiday season, Sesame needs your support. Donate now at sesame.org. That's SESAME.org. Because the world needs Sesame, and Sesame needs you.
Elmo loves you. Thanks for making a difference.
For the heavy-duty Mondays, the action-packed Sundays, and everything in between, only Blue Dev products are triple filtered and guaranteed pure to keep your diesel truck running strong. And Blue Dev Platinum helps prevent deposits before they create problems, so nothing stands between you and the day, wherever it takes you. Count on America's #1 diesel exhaust fluid. Blue Dev and Blue Dev Platinum. Guaranteed for what drives you.
Spectrum Business keeps real businesses, like Rise Bakery, connected.
As a business owner, my Spectrum services help simplify my day. Everything we do is easier knowing that we've got a reliable connection. And it helps our business just run really smoothly. Even though our techniques are very ancient, we rely just as heavily on technology. Spectrum allows my business to go from surviving to thriving.
Keep your business running smoothly with Spectrum Internet, starting at $40 a month. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Got a DIYer on your list? Lowe's December deal drops to the rescue. Get 2 free select tools from DeWalt, Craftsman, or Cobalt when you buy a select battery or combo kit. Plus, save $40 on select Craftsman V20 tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offers valid 12/4 through 12/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Visit your nearby Lowe's on Quaker Lane in Warwick.
Hottest new country is on Country 102.5.
Comes back around to Faber along the far side circle. Steals it back. And a shot, and they score. Jared Spurgeon gets the shot through, and a power play goal gives Minnesota the 1-0 lead. That was the only goal in the first 20 minutes. Jared Spurgeon's power play tally makes it a 1-0 Minnesota lead after one. His second of the season, set up by Brock Faber and Marcus Johansson at the 10-11 mark of the first period. Scoring on the only power play chance for the Wild in that first period. The Bruins 0 for 1 on the man advantage as they got a power play shortly thereafter. Before we head on any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network.
This This is Beasley Media's Country 102.5, WKLB FM and WKLB HD1 Waltham, Boston.
Boston's hottest new country.
Country 102.5.
Alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. We are here in Minnesota as the Bruins wrap up this 3-game road trip. It's a 1-0 Wild lead as we head to the second period. Shots on goal were 7-6 in favor of Boston. 19-12, the Bruins led in the attempts in that first period. As I said, each team with a power play chance. Wild cashed in on theirs. Bruins did not, but they did have a few scoring chances in that first period. Gustafsson up to the task and a couple of chances that came close but maybe went wide.
Well, they passed up some chances.
They did.
And that's, it was interesting. Just walked by Don Sweeney up here on the floor. He said, how many chances did we pass up that period? I had 3, he had 4. So, I think they passed up a couple really good opportunities from that slot area. Look, you're even the chances you get, the goaltending's excellent here in Minnesota. Second best save percentage in the NHL between the two goaltenders. And, they played yesterday. The Bruins have been very good second and third periods here over this last little while. They're trying to build their game. I thought the first period was a good period for them. Just the power play goal with, a great screen in front of the net on Swayman. Swayman made a couple of good saves, but, Gustafsson made some good saves down at the other end. But I think you're passing up a couple of great opportunities to shoot, and I'm sure it was talked about. I'm sure it was discussed. If we're seeing it up here, they're seeing it down there, and I know that that'll be passed along. But it's good pace to the period. They broke the puck out well. Both teams back checked well. It looks like they were in a little bit of trouble, and all of a sudden, they're getting back into position. Even had a conversation with Billy Guerin, their general manager down there. Just say, you've been a little bit busy these last few days. He said, yeah. But he was really complimentary to the Bruins. He goes, you guys are playing well, and just the effort, the work ethic, the buy-in has been really good. And, couldn't agree with him more. It's been a good little run for them. But so is Minnesota.
Absolutely.
You knew this was going to be a great test today.
Bruins come in having won 15 of their last 21. The Wild have won 14 of their last 19. So these are two teams that have been heading in the right direction for quite a while. As Bruins will dump it in down to our left here is where they will shoot the second period. Kastelik will bring it around behind the net. Off the near boards, back to Hampus Lindholm at the point, over to the far side for Peak. Shot it down off the end boards. Gets around back toward the near side. Hampus Lindholm pinching against Tarasenko. Kastelik rotates back toward the blue line to keep in.
That's a tough play for him, too.
Around to the far side. Peak bounces one to Jeannot on the far circle. Turns it toward the wall. Brings it back out toward the blue line. He wheels it back deep. Around toward the near corner. Hampus will bring it back across to the far side for Peak. Peak with a shot. Gets knocked down in front. Corrali tried to play it back toward Hampus and missed him, and that'll angle all the way back down into the Bruins zone.
Yeah, they got Minnesota running a little bit that shift in the offensive zone. A couple really aggressive pinches.
Zaka, quick pass to Husnudinov on the right circle. Turns away from Spurgeon. Centering pass is taken away. Boldy fires ahead, looking for Johansson. But both Zadorov and McAvoy were back to make that play. Eriksson Ek takes a tumble along the near boards of the neutral zone. Wild get possession. Minute 15 into the period.
Easy for me to say here, but Husnudinov just a little more patience that time with the puck in the offensive zone. He's got a couple bodies coming late.
Here's Zak off a turnover to Middlestat, stepping to the left wing circle. Throws one toward the net, ricochets off into the far corner. Zaka trying to reach it along the far wall, taken away and cleared out. Johansson to the Boston line, lost it coming in, and Middlestat turns it back up ice. Elias Lindholm along the near side boards against Quinn Hughes. They go into the near corner. Puck free to Middlestat, wraps it hard around the far side wall. Soderstrom with a drive, that goes wide. Off the near boards, and Pasternak pokes it free, but it's grabbed by Boldy, and he'll carry it through center ice. Chips it down the right wing boards and heads off on a chain. Soderstrom to Lohrei, coming out of the Bruins defensive zone. Pasternak plays it deep. Asimon gets knocked down going into the near corner, and we get a penalty coming on the play.
Yeah, that's a tough call. We always talk about it, right? The stronger guy gets the penalty.
Minnesota penalty number 16, 2 minutes or tripping.
Obey Kubel gets the second of the game. We have to see if he gets a slew foot here or something along those lines. That's
marginal. I mean, the referee's right there, though. I mean, he's got the best look at it. The fans are letting you know what they think. It's a tough one.
Second power play of the game for the Bruins. Trailing 1-0, 17:49 to go here in the second.
Gotta make it count now, right? Power play's been good for you.
Zacha will take the face-off in the left circle. Wild win the draw. Spurgeon sends it behind the net. Trennan will bring it out to center ice. Still carrying it all the way in across the line as he cuts to the near side circle. Goes right to the front of the net. Runs into McAvoy and then into Swayman as well.
Bruins just let him skate from his own zone all the way up the ice and right to the front.
Middlestat just inside the Minnesota line. Cross ice. Pasternak back in front. Zacha point blank. And the save by Gustafsson, able to cradle that puck.
Interesting to see Middlestat on this power play. Geeky's hopping on the ice now. Must have had an equipment problem. Middlestat will go out. Middlestat's usually second power play. Geeky certainly first power play, but he didn't start. Great opportunity, though, for Zacha. Gustafsson coming across, moving left to right, gets in front of this. That's a nice passing play. And he squeezes to make sure that puck doesn't get through him. Nice pass from Pasternak from that right side.
Off the face-off, puck is cleared over the head of McAvoy. Swayman will come out toward the far circle and set it up. Minute 22 to go on the power play. McAvoy to his own blue line, wheels it back now to Zacha, coming out of the defensive zone. Through the neutral ice, Elias Lindholm to Pasternak on the right side. Back across the ice behind Geeky, picks it up off of Karam. McAvoy, center of the blue line, walks to his right. To Zacha, high slot, lost it out of the zone as Spurgeon took a hack at it.
Yeah, Spurgeon got his stick. He was trying to go to Geeky on the left side.
Zacha will start it up again. 53 seconds to go on the power play. Pasternak across the red line, try to pass to the right side, knocked out of the air by Boldy, and that forces Elias Lindholm offside.
Yeah, nothing doing with that. I mean, a great chance from Zacha, certainly the beginning part of that power play, but wholesale changes? Yep, 5 men.
Middlestat will come out to take the face-off here. Asamont, Usnadinov up front. Lorai and Hampus Lindholm. Deep pairing on power play unit number 2.
Lost 3 faceoffs on this power play.
Hampus from his own zone. Asamont brings out to his own blue line, finds a cutting Usnadinov. In across the Minnesota line, puck into the far corner. Able to get a stick in there. It'll wrap around the far boards, and Hampus Lindholm tried to backhand it through Sturm. Knocked out of the zone, and racing ahead here is Trennan. Has to pivot away from Lorai, the far circle. Deals it back out towards center ice and back to his own blue line. Boldy will just throw it all the way back down toward Jeremy Swayman from there. Final 5 seconds of the power play. Lindholm to the red line and in across the blue. Hampus is passed to the right side. Minton whistles one wide of the net. Out of the box, Obey Kubel clears and a 2-on-1. Boldy crossing past Johansson. Couldn't get a stick on a one-timer. Spurgeon keeps it alive into the far corner here for the Wild. A centering pass. Boldy tapped it toward the near side circle. Faber gives it back to the blue line and then gets it right back from the top of the faceoff circle. Boldy walks it back toward the blue line, finds Quinn Hughes cutting to the right wing circle. Now he wheels back to the high slot. Shot sticked away by Swayman. Cleared up the middle by Usnadinov. It'll go in on goal, so no icing. Bruins use the opportunity to get some changes on. Wild try to get back in quickly. On the near boards, Hartman knocked down by Peak. And Hughes has the puck back in the Wild blue line. 5 minutes even gone here in the second period. In across the line they come. Kaprizov, a crossing pass to Hughes, had to stop it first before he tried to shoot, and then ran out of time. Elias Lindholm off the feet ahead, moves right into the left circle. A save made. Gustafsson thought he had it. He didn't. Wild are able to ice it here. As that was sitting in the Lori over the glass on the far side. 13:01 to go in the second period, and it's Minnesota still with a 1-0 lead here on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now on Audible.
Harry, you're a great wizard, you know.
Are you really Harry Potter?
Harry Potter, the boy who lived.
Harry Potter, like you've never heard it before. The full cast audio editions. Listen on Audible.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
There ain't no telling where I've come from. That ain't what you do.
She's back, and she's bringing the fire. Caroline Jones drops her brand new single, No Tellin', the track everyone's talking about.
Just ain't in my bones. I gotta tell the truth.
Download or stream No Tellin' today on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, wherever you get your music. Caroline Jones, No Tellin'. Hear it once, and there's no telling how many times you'll hit replay.
You know those cravings that strike out of nowhere? Maybe it's smoky steak tacos or a crisp, refreshing summer salad. When the craving comes on strong, Cook Unity brings it to you. Made with real ingredients, ready to heat, and delivered directly to your door. Cook Unity tailors to all lifestyles, dietary needs, and cravings. Go to cookunity.com/welcome50 or enter code welcome50 before checkout for 50% off your first week. That's cookunity.com/welcome50.
Country 102.5. Commercial free at 8, 2, and 4.
And TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. I'd like to welcome those of you listening in on 98.5, the Sports Hub now in Boston, now that Patriots postgame has wrapped up. Welcome to Minnesota. Wild have a 1-0 lead. 13 minutes to play here in the second period as the puck cleared out of the Bruins' defensive zone. Fortunately, not the finish that the Patriots were hoping for today after a heck of a first half. Hampus Lindholm walks it along the blue line, gives the peak far side. His shot kicked away in front. Angled out of the Minnesota zone, and up ice it comes. Just onside, Nico Sturm. Centering pass, gets right through the slot. Tracked off the far boards by Jones. Thrown back in front and scooped up with the glove by Swayman.
Yeah, that last opportunity for the Bruins, I believe it was McAvoy over on that right side, centering it for Kastelik back door. It was just broken up by Sturgeon. Really good, or Spurgeon, excuse me, really good defensive play by the Wild captain.
Jared Spurgeon approaching 1,000 games in his career, 966.
Undersized, but plays bigger than he is.
Captain here back in 2021. Bedard gives to McAvoy. Outlet pass up the right side. Asimov able to get a step around Bogosian. Gets a wide angle shot. Backhand in on goal. Push back out towards center ice. Trennan to Urov, jumps in, Swayman stays put, puck comes around the near side, McAvoy reversed it to the far side, loaded on Zadorov in the far corner, it'll come back around from Trennan toward the near side, Bogosian taps it back toward the blue line, Tarasenko long shot, save made, rebound grabbed by Steves, lifted into the air, knocked out of the air, right to Tarasenko, but Steves regains. Up the right side, he's got Asimov. In across the Minnesota line. The shot from the top of the right circle that's gloved by Gustafsson.
Oh, I mean, McAvoy's coming late. He's the fourth guy. He wants that puck. Just, he's a little frustrated right now, but he's open coming late. You know, Acemont's got the puck on the right wing side. McAvoy wide open as the fourth guy. He's got the stick cocked, ready to fire, and
that's a couple of times today he's had an opportunity and they haven't gotten him the puck.
Well, that one was pretty obvious. I mean, Acemont back in the lineup. Yeah, you don't want to turn down a shot opportunity, but when you've got another play to be made right there.
Hampus Lindholm able to get it back in. Here's Elias Lindholm with a shot that goes up and over the crossbar. Eriksson Ek at the back of the Wild net. Geekie squeezed it off the wall. Able to keep it alive. Tried to rim it around. It goes up over the glass in the corner, out of play.
Yeah, that plays a little blinders right there. I mean, that's, you know, Eyssimont sat out a couple of games. You know, wants to have hustle. He drew a penalty earlier this period. You know, wants to put a puck on net, but that's a pretty routine save there. It's not even on his pad, so you can create a rebound. And McAvoy's got the stick cock coming. I mean, he's looking for that one-timer coming late.
Puck comes out to center ice here. Eriksson Ek to Boldy across the Boston line. Shot angled wide of the net. Kick back off the end boards. And Kaprizov able to knock it home. And Minnesota's got a 2-0 lead.
You know, we talked about how lively these boards are. They were. Certainly, we noticed it in the first period. The Bruins did not skate here yesterday because the Wild were playing against Ottawa. Sometimes, when, you know, it's a Western Conference team, you might not know how quick that puck comes off the back wall. And it was a deflected shot, and that's why it came right back out in front. I think it went off of Hampus Lindholm, the initial shot did. But Kaprizov right there to chip it up and over top of that left pad of Swayman.
It's his 19th goal of the year to go along with 16 assists. So the Bruins now in a 2-0 hole, 11:08 to go, second period. As Juracek goes back to get it in the Wild zone, Corrali lunging at it to knock it free. Minnesota will break out. They're moving from left to right here in the second period. As Hartman played down into the near corner. Kastelik will take it from the circle, pushed it out toward the blue line, but Juracek able to keep it in. Obey-Kubel coming out of the left wing corner. Turns back into that corner and sends it back to the point. Hunt to the near side. Juracek shot it wide on the short side, angled around the boards. Obey-Kubel back to Hunt. That shot blocked in front off of Kastelik. Into the far corner, Soderstrom plays up the wall to Jeannot, and the Bruins break out. Jeannot taps it down into the right wing corner. Kastelik shoulder to shoulder with Juracek. Takes a tumble, goes skates first into the wall. Kastelik gets up and giving Juracek the business as they head back up ice. Obey-Kubel sends one around behind Swayman, who strays out into the trapezoid. McAvoy to Zadorov coming toward the near side circle. Back to McAvoy. Up the left side for Zacha. Knocked out of the air by Nico Sturm. Now they're across the line. Husnudinov to McAvoy. Shot gets blocked. Husnudinov's got it back. Zadorov, center blue line. His shot blocked. McAvoy one times it to the net. Tipped just wide. Middlestat was in front. Bergen will play it back into the Bruins zone here with 9:40 to go in the period. Zacha gets it on for Husnudinov into the neutral zone. Lost it coming through center. Back into the Boston zone it goes, and that's going to be an icing here against the Wild.
Fans, hockey season's the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Matt Boldy and Joel Eriksson Ek get the assists on the goal by Kaprizov.
That line's been hot for them.
Eriksson Ek's got 7 points in a 4-game point streak. Had a goal yesterday.
Game winner.
Yep. As puck gets in on the side of the net. And Gustafson's going to cover that right off of the faceoff. And with that, we will step aside. 9:23 to go here in the second period. It's the Wild 2 and the Bruins nothing on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
You know those cravings that strike out of nowhere? Maybe it's smoky steak tacos or a crisp, refreshing summer salad. When the craving comes on strong, Cook Unity brings it to you. Made with real ingredients, ready to heat, and delivered directly to your door. Cook Unity tailors to all lifestyles, dietary needs, and cravings. Go to cookunity.com/welcome50 or enter code welcome50 before checkout for 50% off your first week. That's cookunity.com/welcome50.
Low testosterone affects many men today, even men as young as 30. But finding someone you can trust for quality low T treatment isn't so easy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a promedic restorative health practice, and that's why I'm pleased to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health right here in Warwick. As a promedic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health has the experience and expertise to get you the right treatment for your particular medical situation. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone. In fact, we've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing impacts low T treatments have. If you're like most men, you'll sleep better, have more energy and improve mental clarity, get better gains in the gym, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Andy Summers Show. Mornings on Country 102.5.
The latest Bruins Authentics auction is live. Place your bids now on one-of-a-kind 2024-25 player-worn hoodies and take home a piece of the Bees locker room. Visit BruinsAuthentics.com to place your bids. That auction runs through Tuesday night at 10 p.m. 9:23 to go, second period. Minnesota has a 2-0 lead. Face off in the offensive zone for Fraser Minton. They'll get it back to Lohrei at the left point. Over to Soderstrom for a shot, and that one's scooped up by Gustafsson. No rebound.
Yeah, a little bit of a hole for the Bruins. You know, you look at the way that this game has gone, though. I mean, they haven't given up a whole lot. You know, that's a good bounce for Kaprizov. The initial shot by Boldy goes off the skate of Hampus Lindholm. You know, it's a good bounce for them. It's a little bit of puck luck.
Goes around behind the Wild net. Out of the zone. Got through Lohrei in the neutral ice. Soderstrom going back into the near corner. Gets ridden to the boards by Jones. Now chases into the far corner. And lifts it out towards center. Bouncing puck comes right to Faber inside the Minnesota blue line. Hughes. Pass up the left side. Jones helps it in across the line. Then turns and goes for a change. Errant pass from Soderstrom toward the near side. And now we got a penalty coming up.
I mean, this is avoidable. There's no reason to wrap that puck around the boards. You're under no pressure right there. Acemont's going to get the slashing call. But you can make a tape-to-tape pass. I mean, we've seen some light calls. Whose stick does he knock?
Pitlick.
Pitlick. Acemont, I mean, it wasn't a hard slash, but he knocked the stick out of his hands. Didn't break it, just knocked it out of his hands. And, I mean, I think Minnesota's 2 penalties have been a little light.
So the Wild, with their second power play, they cashed in on their first in the first period.
And the Bruins have done a good job of killing most of that power play.
Yeah, the first unit didn't generate a whole lot.
Nothing.
Here's Hughes coming toward the red line and then drops it back. Boldy, full head of steam coming across the Boston line to the left wing circle. McAvoy angles him toward the corner. And the puck into the middle off of Kastelik. Now Zadorov will drag it toward the near wall and fire all the way down the ice. 30 seconds gone on the Acemont minor. 8:08 to go here in the second. Bruins down 2. Hughes to center ice. Harassed the whole time by Jeannot. Boldy gets in across the line. Tried to leave it along the near side for Hughes, who ends up on the deck courtesy of Jeannot. Kaprizov now will bring back in across the Boston line. He's put to the boards by Hampus Lindholm. Minton gets it to Hampus, and he will feather it down the ice, and the Bruins will change up the penalty kill.
Again, you know, this is that top unit for Minnesota, and the Bruins just taking away space when they try to hit the offensive blue line.
50 seconds left on the power play. Hartman just inside the line. Over to that far side. Hughes coming down the left wing circle. Shot up high on that stick side on Swayman. Now Hartman from the blue line, a shot. Save made by Swayman. Rebound quickly cleared. 30 seconds to go on the Wild power play. Hartman in his own zone gives it to Faber. He'll skate it through the red line and across the Boston blue. Goes right down the right circle. Centering pass, and they score. The speed across the blue line. And the Wild with their second power play goal. It's Hartman to make it 3-0.
Yeah, this is a blown coverage by the Bruins. Faber with good speed coming through the middle of the ice. And Zadorov gets reaching, McAvoy gets reaching. The next thing you know, it's Faber over to Hartman. They're in basically all alone, 2-on-0. Just a breakdown off the rush by the Bruins. A bad breakdown by the Bruins off the rush. No miscommunication.
Well, once again, Bruins going to shut down that first power play unit, but Wild eventually cash in. 2 for 2 on the power play. 3-0. They lead it under 7 minutes to go here in the second. Bruins will try to answer quickly. Geeky coming out of the left wing corner to the hash marks. Pivots away from Faber. Ball on the near side wall. Backhands toward Pasta in the corner. Pasternak against Spurgeon. Centering pass in front. Kicked on into the far corner. Spurgeon, back of the net. Puck comes to the near circle. Aube-Kubel got it to the blue line. Lorai kept it in there, but now pushed out by Sturm. Aube-Kubel trying to get around Lorai into the Bruins zone. Soderstrom comes back in the near corner. Played up the wall, taken away by Trennan, but the centering pass finds only Elias Lindholm. He'll send a long pass across the ice to Pasternak. Left wing circle knocked away from him by Bogosian. And Trennan plays back toward the Boston line. It's tangled with Elias Lindholm. Hampus Lindholm up the left wing for Middlestat. And it got through him and goes for an icing.
The 2 power play goals have really, the biggest difference in this game. I just hated the way that they defended that. They had done a nice job up until that point off the rush. Zadorov taking away the board, so he gives up the middle a little bit. Miscommunication with him and McAvoy. I believe it was Husadinov that was coming back.
Peak plays it out of the Bruins zone. Tipped ahead. Here's Husadinov on the right circle. Head fake goes around behind the net. Hampus Lindholm coming down to the near side wall, and his shot from the hash marks is taken by Gustafsson. Hangs on to it and brings us to a timeout with 5:44 to play here in the second period. Wild now leading 3-0 here on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Low testosterone affects many men today, even men as young as 30. But finding someone you can trust for quality low T treatment isn't so easy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice, and that's why I'm pleased to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health right here in Warwick. As a Promenic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health has the experience and expertise to get you the right treatment for your particular medical situation. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone. In fact, we've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing impacts low T treatments have. If you're like most men, you'll sleep better, have more energy and improve mental clarity, get better gains in the gym, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
The Andy Summer Show, mornings on Country 102.5.
5:44 to go, second period. Minnesota with a 3-0 lead. And fans, if you want more access to the Boston Bruins, check check out Behind the Bee, presented by Ticketmaster at bostonbruins.com/behindthebee. Get exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes content, highlights, and more. Boston will get a face-off in the offensive zone here with Pavel Zacha to take the draw. Pastrnak joining Zacha and Middlestat here. Zacha gets kicked out of the circle, so Middlestat will get in there in his place. Wins the face-off. Hampus Lindholm from the near point over to peak far side. Cross ice to Pastrnak coming out of the near circle. Brings it back out to the blue line. Throws it all the way through some traffic. And a stick save by Gustafsson. Kept in by Peak at the far point. Battled around behind the net. Kicked back toward the far corner. And Zacha gets it into the slot. Shot attempt going to that far circle by Hampus. Lindholm went wide. Pastrnak out of the blue line. Tried to wheel it back toward the net. Kicked out of the zone by Boldy. Middlestat coming back between the circles to take a centering pass away before it got to Kaprizov. From the red line, Middlestat going to chip it to the right wing corner. Goes in there to try to get it himself. Kaprizov now challenged by Minton in that far corner. Puck comes free far circle. Faber got it out to center ice. Dumped in by Urov. Wayman wheels it around towards Zadorov. Pass out into the middle here for Husnudinov, cutting toward the near side boards, and he'll come back into the Bruins zone. Pass over to McAvoy, angled off the backboards for Zadorov near side. Now Steeves will skate through center ice. From just outside the blue line, chips into the far corner. Goes in there against Spurgeon. Got knocked down. Still able to get that puck back toward the center of the blue line, but to redirect it out. Husnudinov gets it back in along the near boards, but Spurgeon is there. 4:15 to go here in the second period. Tarasenko standing at his own blue line here for Minnesota. Dumping across the ice by Urov. Soderstrom to Lori near circle. Head for Corrali. And that one's tipped deep. Hunt reacts like he just caught a high stick. Crowd reacts as well from Steeves. Arms stay down. Jiricek gets into the Boston zone. Shot blocked off the leg pads of Lori. Near circle, Pitlick with a shot. That one turned away, and then a second effort from a wide angle, and Swayman squeezes it.
Yeah, that was kind of bizarre there. Hunt's talking to the referee right now, saying, right there. They weren't in a battle for a puck or anything. The puck had already gone into the zone. They were skating back for it. Yeah, the Bruins, they've like the legs have been there for them, but they've passed up some opportunities to shoot the puck. Certainly in the first period they did. And they've had a couple of brain cramps defensively that have led to goals.
Puck ricocheted off the linesman down toward the near corner. Comes behind the net. Sturm plays it off the boards. Back to Hunt for a drive from the left point. Held high and wide. Jiricek kept it alive. Walking down the near side circle. Jones throws one in front. Sticked away. Corrali will deal it back across the ice out towards center. Cano able to battle away from Sturm. Volleyed back out into neutral ice here by the Wild. And we get a hand pass here against Boston. And Kastelik and Jiricek having...
Well, that started a couple shifts ago.
Yeah. Linesman jumping between the two of them. Haven't gotten an update from the Wild, but Marcus Johansson has gone to the locker room. He had an assist on their first goal.
Oh, he had the screen as well.
Yeah. On a 4-game point streak. 3 goals and 3 assists. Lori finds Geekie near the red line. Here's Pastrnak on the near side wall. 2 efforts. This one blocked by Kaprizov off the stick. Plays it back out through center. Geekie back to Soderstrom inside his own zone. Elias Lindholm finds Geekie cutting in across the line. Lost it as he moved toward the high slot. Faber will gather back out to center ice. On the left side, Boldy back to Faber coming down the left circle. Pivots away from Soderstrom. Pasternak blocked a pass, goes off of him and into the Wild bench.
Yeah, this line trying to create some offense for the Bruins. They've been a little bit quiet here today. I mean, Pasternak's had a couple of good passes. Geekie has not, as of yet, been a threat offensively for them in this game.
Pasternak's coming off 2 goals, 2 assists the other night, has 7 points in the 2 games since he returned. Geekie ended up with 3 assists in the game in Winnipeg the other night. Elias Lindholm's been on a tear lately. 7 points in a 4-game point streak for him.
He had the best chance to score this week. One of them.
Shot by Quinn Hughes, blocked by McAvoy, and he comes up limping as that puck deflects over the glass out of play. Charlie trying to skate that one off. Sub's going to stay in the defensive zone. McAvoy's going to stay out there. 2:21 left in the second. Hinton against Hartman on the draw. Wild control it. Faber center blue line. Straight on shot. Swayman gloves it. And we'll get another face-off in the D zone.
Yeah, see if they make a change here for the face-off at least. Yeah, they're going to bring out enough forward line. Now we have Zacha take this draw.
McAvoy and Zadorov will stay out. Zacha has won 3 out of 5 face-offs today. Make it 3 out of 6. As Hughes at the top of the circle. Wheels away from Middlestat. Centering pass for Ogilvy. Kubel is broken up. And Zadorov trying to get to the puck in the far corner. Couldn't get his stick away from Hartman. McAvoy pushed it to Husnudinov. Can't get out of the zone. Tarasenko threw one in front. Off of Zadorov. Batted out of the air by Husnudinov. Cleared by Zacha, but didn't connect with Middlestat. Minute 45 to go in the second. Hartman over by the Minnesota bench. Bounced up on him and he to glove it and then just dropped it into his own bench.
In his hand.
Faceoff will come outside the zone.
He had a goal in a fight the other day, yesterday. Has a goal here today. An effective player for them. He's had a couple good seasons.
But 6 goals on this season, had 11 last year. He's got a couple of 20-goal seasons earlier on in his career. Minton will redirect one deep behind Gustafsson. Around the near boards and pushed out to center ice. Up past Hampus Lindholm. Cutting in on the right circle. A chance for Trenton. A poke check by Swayman. Steves will bring back through center ice. Minton cutting to the right side. Around Bogosian. Tried to center. Off a skate back to the far wall. Brennan along that far boards. Gets it to the blue line. Minton had it briefly, but now the Wild have it back out. Pitlick sends a floater in towards Swayman at the top of his crease. He cradles that one.
Trenton's done some good things today. I mean, he had that end-to-end rush, short-handed. That time he brings it strong to the front of the net. He got the half step there on Peak.
Knock out Trenton, his 2nd year here in Minnesota. Been around the league a little bit. Nashville, Colorado, now Wild, over 7 years.
He dropped the gloves with Chara once. It was a pretty good bout, actually.
He lived to tell the tale. A rally in the near circle for the face-off. Boldy won it. Thrown toward the net and angled wide. Kaprizov, centered, comes all the way back to the near point. Juracek there to keep in. McAvoy trying to seal off Kaprizov behind the net. Charlie comes free with the puck. Over toward the far side. Corrali gets to the red line. Trying to get that puck to settle. Pushed it in across the blue line, but right back out come the Wild. 36 seconds to go in the period. Off the near boards for Juracek at the point. Got through him and dumps back in on a delayed offside. Zadorov in the near corner. Throws a pass all the way out through center ice that misses Elias Lindholm and turns into an icing with 20 seconds to go in the period.
Waist high. So unless you can get a glove on it, it's going to be tough to knock down.
Oh, face off again in the defensive zone. Be Elias Lindholm to take it. Far circle. And the Wild win another one. Hughes into the corner. McAvoy down Trennan. But comes back toward the hash marks. McAvoy under pressure. Lost it. Tarasenko. High slot one-timer is gloved by Swayman.
Yeah, lose a face-off and unable to clear the puck. And all of a sudden, it's a good chance from the high slot. His time is winding down here. McAvoy just double-teamed as he's trying to move the puck up the right wing boards. Turns into a really good chance here for Tarasenko.
7.8 on the clock.
Icing, face-off lost.
Here's Hughes dancing along the blue line. Gets a shot as he came toward the near side. But the body went wide. Shot out of the far corner. Right at the horn by Sturm. Swayman was up against that far post to make sure nothing was doing. And a couple of pleasantries exchanged in front of the net as they head back to the locker rooms here for the second intermission. Minnesota adds 2 onto their lead in the second period, and they have a 3-0 lead through 40 minutes. We'll return to St. Paul on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CRV at your local Honda dealer.
Christmas is the time for joy, and joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Low testosterone affects many men today, even men as young as 30. But finding someone you can trust for quality low T treatment isn't so easy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice, and that's why I'm pleased to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health right here in Warwick. As a Promedic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health has the experience and expertise to get you the right treatment for your particular medical situation. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone. In fact, we've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing impacts low T treatments have. If you're like most men, you'll sleep better, have more energy and improved mental clarity, get better gains in the gym, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Caroline Jones is turning up the heat with her brand new single, No Tellin'. Hooky, fresh, and impossible to hear just once. Stream or download No Tellin' now on all major platforms. Caroline Jones, your new favorite repeat.
Celtics fans, La Playa awaits. You could win the ultimate flyaway trip to see the Boston Celtics play in Miami, full of the beach, hoops, and a time you'll never forget. To enter, look for the Corona La Playa Awaits display at participating retail locations, scan the QR code, and enter for your chance to win. It's that easy. But you must be 21 plus and rules and restrictions apply. Corona, the official cerveza of the Boston Celtics. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
The hottest new country is on Country 102.5.
Hartman in his own zone gives it to Faber. He'll skate it through the red line and across the Boston blue, goes right down the right circle, centering pass, and they score. The speed across the blue line, and the Wild with their second power play goal. It's Hartman to make it 3-0. And that is our score after 2 periods here in Minnesota. The Wild 3 and the Bruins nothing. Kaprizov and Hartman, the goal scorers in that second period, to go along with Spurgeon's first period power play goal. And Wild have been opportunistic. They've taken advantage of their chances here today.
Yeah, I mean, a couple power play goals. That last one we just heard, the goal by Hartman off the pass from Faber is like, the seas parted for Faber. There was a breakdown by the Bruins off the rush, and they had been pretty solid, containing that top power play unit. It's been the second power play unit that scored both goals here for Minnesota, and it's kind of a newly formed one because, with the addition of Hughes on the top unit, Faber gets dropped down to number 2, and he makes the play there. And Spurgeon has the other goal in the first period. The goal that Kaprizov scores is a bit of some good puck luck, but the Bruins have had some errors today with and without the puck. They've skated well. They've created some things for themselves, but some decision making with and without the puck has been off on a couple of occasions here. I mean, when you're passing up good shot attempts, good shot opportunities, like they did in the first period, and then that second period, just some breakdowns defensively, especially that last goal there by Hartman. It's and then you got a good goaltender at the other end of the ice, playing well. He's made some good saves. Had to squeeze a couple times to make sure that puck didn't squeak through him, but they got a huge uphill battle to go right now. I mean, they've been a good team at coming back in games, and we've seen a couple. You talk to teams around the league, you talk to people around the league. Every team has a bad game, now and again. I wouldn't put that in this category.
It doesn't feel like a lopsided 3-0 game here. I mean, not at all.
But the breakdowns have been real, and the puck has ended up in the back of the net. So and they haven't been able to take advantage of a couple of chances that they've had at the other end. So the power play's been off. They have had a couple power play opportunities, and it has not looked sharp. So see if they can salvage something here out of this third period.
They came in. You talked with Marco Sturm about this pregame. About the intensity level at practice yesterday after a day off, coming in here, trying to finish this road trip strong, right? A chance, you said it the other night, after they win their second in a row on the trip, get greedy and try and make it 3 in a row. Has the intensity level been enough here today?
I think the intensity level's been there for them. They had their legs in the first period. They come out down 1-0, but it didn't have that feeling to it. It was a pretty evenly played period, I thought. The difference right now is special teams. Special teams has been a real advantage for the Bruins this season, but Minnesota with 2 power play goals, and the Bruins really not threatening nearly enough, other than the Zacha chance from the slot in that second power play that they had, not threatening nearly enough.
So down 3, as you said, we've kind of seen the Bruins come close, rallying back from similar deficits here. They tend to close these games strong. I will say, Minnesota goals against, by far their worst period this year is the third period. So, you've got that potentially going for you.
Well,
but you got to try and chip away at this.
Some of that's the beginning of the season as well. So, it's like, because they struggled at the very beginning. They put it together now. I think that some of the top guys from the Bruins have been, guys you count on and generally get, the numbers from them. They've been a little quiet here today, and whether that's Minnesota and the way that they've defended, or whether it's, you just don't have that extra jump, so, what do? Do you change up the lines? I wouldn't be surprised to see some of that. Do you double shift, a Pastrnak here in this third period, trying to get something, try to, chip away at it, get yourself back in the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of that here in this third period. And maybe a little bit of a shorter bench. I mean, you've had a couple days off. Going back home to play on Tuesday, but you should have something a little extra in the tank here. You would think, you would hope, but I do expect to see some juggling here in the third period.
Well, oftentimes in this situation, if they haven't been playing together, this is when you would put Geekie and Pasta back together with Elias Lindholm. But they've been playing together today,
right? And it's been fairly quiet. Lindholm has had a couple chances, but that as in general, that line's been a little bit quiet here today.
Murat Husnadinov's got 4 shots. He's leading all players today. He's had some good jump here in his return to Minnesota. See if maybe he can pop one in the third period for you. It's a 3-0 Minnesota lead after 2. Power play goal by Jared Spurgeon in the first period, his second of the year from Brock Faber and Marcus Johansson at 10-11. Then in the second period, Kirill Kaprizov's 19th of the year from Matt Boldy and Joel Eriksson-Ek at 8:49. And a power play goal from Ryan Hartman, his 6th of the season from Brock Faber at 12:57. As Minnesota up 3-0 at the end of 2. Time now for our Music of the Game, brought to you by Lust 12. Get tickets now at livenation.com. We'll check the out-of-town scores when we return on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Looking for the perfect gift? Blink has you covered. With a Blink camera, you're giving the gift of peace of mind.
A camera? Isn't that hard for them to set up?
It's simple to install anywhere, and they'll always know what's happening at home.
Okay, that's actually perfect.
Perfect indeed. Give the gift of smart security with Blink, so they can check in on home from anywhere this holiday season. Shop now at amazon.com/blink.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Low testosterone affects many men today, even men as young as 30. But finding someone you can trust for quality low T treatment isn't so easy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice. And that's why I'm pleased to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health right here in Warwick. As a Promedic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health has the experience and expertise to get you the right treatment for your particular medical situation. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone. In fact, we've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing impacts low T treatments have. If you're like most men, you'll sleep better, have more energy and improved mental clarity, get better gains in the gym, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Country 102.5, commercial free at 8, 2, and 4.
Second intermission here in Minnesota. The Wild leading the Bruins by the score of 3-0. We take a look around the NHL and other scores here. Earlier today, the Vancouver Canucks got a 2-1 win over the New Jersey Devils. It was Utah in overtime, overcoming a 3-goal deficit. They end up winning against the Penguins 5-4 the final there. End of overtime, just getting ready for the shootout. It's Carolina and Philadelphia are tied up at 2. And at the end of one period, Edmonton and the Montreal Canadiens are scoreless. Here in Minnesota, it's the Wild 3, the Bruins nothing. Third period action coming up next on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Caroline Jones is turning up the heat with her brand new single, No Tellin'. Hooky, fresh, and impossible to hear just once. Stream or download No Tellin' now on all major platforms. Caroline Jones, your new favorite repeat.
You know those cravings that strike out of nowhere? Maybe it's smoky steak tacos or a crisp, refreshing summer salad. When the craving comes on strong, Cook Unity brings it to you. Made with real ingredients, ready to heat, and delivered directly to your door. Cook Unity tailors to all lifestyles, dietary needs, and cravings. Go to cookunity.com/welcome50 or enter code welcome50 before checkout for 50% off your first week. That's cookunity.com/welcome50.
Webster Bank was founded in 1935. Banking's changed since then, and so have we. We've grown into one of the largest banks with comprehensive financial solutions that meet the needs of modern life. But in 90 years, one thing hasn't changed. We're committed to doing what's right for our clients, our colleagues, and the communities we serve. Today, tomorrow, and for the next 90 years. A legacy of purpose with a future of possibilities. Learn more at websterbank.com. Webster Bank N.A. member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Marty.
I was a really grumpy guy, sleeping like garbage, and getting older, the energy level was just in the toilet, and that was what led to me going in. I've been treated at Northeast Men's Health for low testosterone, coming on about 2 years now. Within a few weeks, I started noticing I was sleeping a little bit better. I definitely noticed a higher energy level, but the old man crankiness just went away. I'm able to stay really well organized. Nothing slips through the cracks. Having the T treatment is leading me to keep on top of my game. What I would say to any other guy that is in the same situation where they feel like they're dragging, just call Northeast Men's Health. You won't regret it.
Thanks, Marty. It's true. Low T therapy can dramatically change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 with results in minutes. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call today, 617-793-5000, or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
1025, Boston's hottest new country.
It's time for This Date in Bruins History, being restored by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
And Bork sends it out. You can see the Bruins just desperate to clear. Here's a steal by Oates to Kevin Stevens, 2-on-1. Stevens to Oates, number 4, yes! Number 4 for Adam Oates! A Texas hat trick! 3 + 1 is 4, and the Bruins have a 2-goal lead.
And this date in Bruins history taking us back to December 14th, 1995. Adam Oates tied a club record with 4 goals in a 6-4 Bruins win over the Florida Panthers. That is one of 26 4-goal games in Bruins history. Most recently, Patrice Bergeron did it for the second time in his career back in November of 2021. David Pastrnak has accomplished it once in his career as well. Bruins with a 3-0 lead, or a 3-0 deficit that they are facing here to the Minnesota Wild after 2 periods here in St. Paul. Bruins got shut out in this building last year in a 1-0 game to the Wild back in early March. So they have gone 5 straight periods without scoring here at the now named Grand Casino Arena, former XL Energy Center in downtown St. Paul. Goal scoring in the first period, Jared Spurgeon, a power play goal. In the second period, Kirill Kaprizov at even strength, and then Ryan Hartman with a power play goal. Shots on goal through 2 periods are 19 for Minnesota, 16 for the Bruins. Boston has had more attempts in the game, 41-34, but they trail at 3-0 as we head to the third period. Before we get there, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Across the country, 102.5 Bruins Radio Network.
This is Beasley Media's Country 102.5, WKLB-FM and WKLB HD1 Waltham, Boston.
Boston's hottest new country.
Country 102.5.
Alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Third period about to get underway. Minnesota with a 3-0 lead. Here in the final Bruins road game before Christmas. 5 straight at TD Garden coming up after this one. Boston will head home for a matchup against the Utah Mammoth on Tuesday. We're going to get our look at the Edmonton Oilers on Thursday. Vancouver in town on Saturday. Week from tonight, it's the Ottawa Senators and then the Montreal Canadiens on December the 23rd before the Christmas break. Boston will be going from left to right here in the third period. Sean Kuraly's line going to start things off here. He'll match up against Danila Yurov on the face-off to get things going.
Well, we wanted to see if they're going to change up any of the lines. I didn't think this line would be broken up, and it's not. It's Kuraly and Kaslik and Jeannot.
Well, with the changes made to the lineup coming into the day, this was the only line that Marco Sturm kept together. The puck goes in on Gustafsson right off the opening draw. Yurov will bat it forward And Peak on his horse going into the far corner against Trennan. Puck comes free behind the net. Hampus Lindholm will spin it up the near wall. Thrown back down low here by Hunt and around the far side boards. Good check by Janot over there. As the puck comes back around to the near side, Kastelik will clear it over Yurov's head. Juracek getting back into his own zone.
Kastelik having words with Trennan in the middle of the ice right now. Overall,
following him all the way to the Minnesota bench, almost right through the door. Linesman's going to jump in between, tell Kastelik go to his own bench. Neighbors pass out to center ice, broken up by Zadorov, and now here come the Wild. Here's Hughes, the trailer, stepping in, shoots and scores. From the high slot area, Hughes able to squeak 1-5-hole on Swayman. It's 4-0.
Yeah, this is a leaky one here, but I mean, wide open coming in late as the fourth player off of this rush is Quinn Hughes, and he's going to get this pass. Nice passing play by the Wild as they enter the zone. This one's just going to squeak 5-hole. They move it wide to Hartman, and it's Hartman. The Bruins overplay a little bit. Leave Hughes alone. They're all back. And Hughes takes one step to his left as Pastrnak tries to get in the shooting lane. And yeah, this one squeaks through 5-hole on Jeremy Swayman.
So Quinn Hughes scores in his Wild debut, his third goal overall this year. Had 2 goals and 21 assists in 26 games with Vancouver. And the Bruins still has become that much taller. 4-0 Minnesota. Minute 15 gone here in the third period. Puck wrapped around the far side. Faber hustles over to keep it in. Here's Hughes moving to the top of the far circle. Hands off Kaprizov up high. Takes a shot, knocked away by Swayman. Spun back around that far side wall. Hughes moves it to the center of the blue line. Right in front, Eriksson Ek all by himself. And Swayman makes the stop. Hughes, near side circle, moves toward the slot. Try to backhander, knocked away by Pastrnak and Zadorov, who broke his stick. Elias Lindholm to Pastrnak coming forward. Left circle shot, forced wide by Gustafsson. Hughes up the left side, Kaprizov. Tried to pass it back toward Hughes and forced out of the zone instead. Bogosian skates it behind the Minnesota net down to our right. Boldy will float one into the Boston zone, but that'll be an icing as he was shy of the red line.
Yeah, that shift following the goal. Hughes feeling it. A pretty good standing ovation after that goal for Hughes. I mean, it's franchise altering. You know, I mean, the only question is does he resign?
Right.
You know, he's got the rest of this year. He's got all of next year. And then he's, you know, the free agency comes in, but Billy Guerin was talking about, he's saying, look, you know, he's going to like it here. Is, you know, then it's up to us to be able to sign him. But it's a good team. It's a competitive team.
And all the talk before the trade is that he wanted to go east. So, you know, Minnesota wasn't on most people's radar as a possibility.
East of Vancouver.
Just about every place is east of Vancouver. Here's Zacha in front, a backhander by Middlestat. And then from behind the net, threw it back out in front off Gustafsson. Hughes has it along the far side circle, dropped it back on goal. Bogosian sidesteps Husnudinov, pass up the near side, Mr. Kaprizov, and that'll turn into another icing. So the window to potentially re-sign him comes this summer, right? And they can give him 8 years until September when the new CBA kicks in, and then the max contract would be 7 years.
Yeah, so CBA is going to change, exactly. And, you know, a lot of players now, when they sign those long-term deals, they get it front-loaded. Right. You know, they get signing bonuses, the guaranteed money.
Asamon to Hampus Lindholm shot hit the outside of the post.
And contracts are guaranteed unless you get bought out. But
Asamon trying to tuck one back in front. Kick back in behind that. Hughes has it. Lifts it out with a backhand through center ice. Peak will chase back into the Bruins zone. And, collision. Down went Pitlick and took Peak with him. Both guys get up okay. Peak plays it behind the net to Zadora. Minton through neutral ice. Peak's going to carry into the Minnesota zone. Try to pass in front. Blocked by Spurgeon. Obey-Kubel in the near corner. Takes it toward that far side. Turns back right into a down stick, but skates through that. Bruins were changing. Obey-Kubel knocked down, coming to the red line by Jeannot. Puck in wide of Swayman. McAvoy off the far boards and out to center ice. Nico Sturm directs it back ahead. We get a whistle and a hand pass against Minnesota.
Yeah, just going back to Hughes and about the curious of what it, you know, the numbers are just going up. You know, with the salary cap going up, the contracts. I mean, with Kaprizov signing for what he signed for now, you know, what's Hughes going to come in?
McAvoy will get the puck deep here. Hunt taking it toward the far wall out to center ice. Trennan bumped by Pastelik. Jeannot going to step right back in, coming down the right circle. His attempt ended up going wide off the stick. McAvoy, near side wall against Nico Sturm. They'll backhand it to Corrali. Corrali throws one on goal. Save made. Jeannot's rebound just wide. Jones will volley one over the head of Hampus Lindholm. Ends up in the Minnesota bench.
Yeah, Pastelik and Jeannot are doing. They're challenging everybody down there. Finishing a couple of hits. Giving Trennan an extra shot on the way to the bench. No reason for Trennan to do anything here, though. I mean, you're up 4-0. Why are you going to do anything unless you have to?
Right. Yeah, no reason to give the Bruins any life here. 15:41 left. Face-off win. McAvoy from the right point. Sends it over toward the far side, but missed Pasternak at that left circle.
Yeah, Pasternak out here with Zaka and Middlestat right now.
Brought through the neutral zone and across the Boston line by Urov, and his shot gets redirected over the glass out of play.
So we wondered if they'd make a few changes, and at least for this shift, that's a definite change.
Yeah, so it's been Husnudinov with Middlestat and Zaka today in the absence of Victor Arvidsson. The word from Marco Sturm yesterday on Arvidsson and Aspero, who both left Thursday's game, is that they'll be reevaluated when we get back to Boston. Does not expect either one of them to be gone long term. Won't know that for sure until we get home. Dump in from center ice by Faber on goal. Blocker to side by Swayman. Pasternak swats it into the center ice circle to Middlestat. Back to Pasternak on the left wing side. Into the Minnesota zone. Throws it in front, looking for Zaka.
He was there.
Directed away by Hughes. Middlestat in the near corner.
I think he just missed it.
Did it? Zaka, right circle Pasternak. Faber sliding to try to block that one. Peak throws one back toward the net. Gustafson's going to scoop that up with the glove and take a face-off in the D zone.
Now Zaka had a good head of steam going, and looking back door on that pass from Pasternak, just missed him going to the net.
14:48 left, and 4-0 Minnesota leads it. Hartman and Obey-Kubel get the assists on Hughes' goal at 54 seconds.
So Husnudinov, Geeky, and Elias Lindholm.
Elias will take the face-off against Eriksson Ek, far circle to our right. Essentially flip-flopping Pasternak and Husnudinov here. Husnudinov chasing a puck to the far side boards, gets it to the back of the net. Geeky gets sealed off by Spurgeon. And Kaprizov will carry out. From the red line, cross-ice dump into the far corner. Lower eye off the carom. Played it back through the middle and angled off the near boards in the neutral zone. Chopped away from Geeky by Spurgeon. Eriksson Ek trying to find the handle near the Boston line. Will get it in deep. Soderstrom goes into the far corner. Passes to Elias Lindholm. Out to center ice. Husnudinov carries in across the line. To the top of the right circle. Batted toward the corner by Bogosian. Husnudinov regains behind the net. off the far wall. Soderstrom at the left point. Shot tipped off of Geeky in front, or Elias Lindholm in front of the net, and Bogosian in the far corner finds Eriksson Ek coming out toward his own blue line. A bump from Geeky. Loose puck near the red line. Tracked toward the near wall by Steves. Whips it across ice into the far corner. Juracek plays it back out toward the blue line. Kicked by Zadorov, but batted right back out of the zone. Kaprizov headed up that far side. He's going to wind up offside at the Boston line. 13:36 to play, and it's Minnesota with a 4-0 lead here on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Doom scrolling during this ad break? Ditch the doom and get peace of mind with new Blink 2K Plus Smart Security. Check on home right from your phone with 2K Clarity, noise cancellation, and 4x zoom. Plus, setup takes less time than playing your favorite song. Singing while installing not required but encouraged. Get more, spend less with Blink 2K Plus Smart Security.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Erectile dysfunction affects nearly 50% of men over age 50. But even with so many men affected, finding a trusted provider to treat the condition isn't so simple. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice, and I'm excited to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health in Warwick, Rhode Island. As a Promenic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health can offer men with ED the latest treatment protocols, which are shown in medical studies to be effective in well over 90% of men. And unlike groups that only offer wave therapy or online pharmacies that just sell pills, we offer a variety of treatments to help get you the results you want. You should also know that Northeast Men's Health is a true medical practice, which means our providers have access to a complete range of treatment options to get you back on track. So call Northeast Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult, blood work, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Country 102.5.
Commercial free at 8, 2, and 4.
Fans, all season long, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation donates $100 for every Bruins assist to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about Feeding the Puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. No money raised as of yet today. 13:36 to go here in the third period. Minnesota with a 4-0 lead. And a face-off just outside the Boston blue line. Minton wins that back into the defensive zone. Asamont fires one through center ice, picked off, and right back in come the Wild. Sturm along the far side, hands off, cutting in behind the net, coming around near side, and Pitlick put one up and over the net. Minton battling with Spurgeon along that far side circle. Centering pass taken away here by Zadorov. Pass up the left side. Asamont coming down the circle. Throws one right through the top of the crease. Ricocheted off into the near corner. Steves over there for the Bruins, but it'll come to Bogosian. Gives to Spurgeon along that far circle in the Minnesota zone. The team's getting some changes up ice here with 12:50 to play. Spurgeon off the far boards, directed deep by Tarasenko. McAvoy takes a hit behind the net, but angles the puck all the way around the near boards. Pastrnak neutral ice. Got it to Zacha, cutting in across the line. Lost it, thrown back toward the Boston end by Hughes. McAvoy up the near side again to Zacha. Near his own blue line. Pastrnak to the far side. Couldn't pivot around Tarasenko. Hughes turning into the near corner to get away from Middlestat. Brennan redirects deep into Boston territory. Tarasenko in the far corner. Lost it to Zacha. McAvoy from the far circle will pivot back in deeper.
Kind of has the feeling, that fourth goal, the goal early this period, if the Bruins had any, inkling of trying to get back into this thing and chipping away at it, that fourth goal has taken a lot of that out of them. Pretty quiet several minutes here.
Bruins whistled for an icing here with 12:01 to go. Faceoff will come to the right of Jeremy Swayman. Stopped 19 out of 23 so far today.
Just kind of got a feeling of, let's get back home.
Boldy with a shot off the outside of the net, and then throws one around from the far circle, and that one trickles in. Matt Boldy, the former BC Eagle, makes it 5-0.
Swayman caught that. He's in a lot of pain.
Yeah,
down
he's
there.
shaken up. He took the blocker off. It's shaken off his hand.
Must have hit underneath the blocker and it trickled in. But Boldy goes around the net. Gets the first shot, gets his own rebound, goes around the net on his forehand. Oh, this puck banks in off of Zacha. Wasn't even on net.
Yeah, off Zacha's skate right at the top of the crease. So 5-0 Minnesota. 18th of the year for Matt Boldy. As the Bruins get it deep, Juracek in behind the net, forced back out in front off the outside of the post by Kastelik, and then a second effort.
Just hit him.
And back through the neutral ice. Aubé-Kubel gets into the Boston zone. Pass across the ice. Working to Juracek at the right point. Now here's Hughes skating down the left wing circle. Goes around behind the net. Melted back to Juracek. On to the near side. Aubé-Kubel. Healed the one-timer. Bedard will take it toward the far circle and now spin back. And Bruins will change up front here. 11 minutes to go. Husnudinov gets a pass from Elias Lindholm, gives it back to him as he goes toward the far corner. Now Husnudinov along the far wall, off the boards, back to Lohrei at the point. His one-timer blocked off by Pitlick. Grabbed by Geekie along the far side boards. He brings it to the dot, steps to the slot, takes a shot. Gustafsson knocks that down off the chest and then covers it up.
That's by far Geekie's best opportunity of the night. Had a lane from the left wing boards right to the middle of the ice and gets himself in a good shooting position. That last year, Kastelik had a couple opportunities and the puck just hit Gustafsson. Just positional saves.
21 for 21 for Philip Gustafsson. 2 shutouts on the year for him far in 20 starts. They've got 6 shutouts as a team. 4 of them by Jesper Wallstedt.
Oh, he's been great fun.
Yeah, goals against him 1.995 is best in the league this year for all goaltenders who qualified.
That was a trade with Edmonton.
Yeah.
We just made another trade for a goaltender this past week.
Yeah, Tristan Jarry on his way out west here. Here's Jones stepping into the left circle. Shot up and over Swayman. Some help from Soderstrom. Off the near boards, Jones gets back into the Boston zone. Soderstrom trying to stay with him in the corner, does. Lohrei picks up a free puck. Steves will skate back through the red line. Pass missed Eyssimont. Hartman got it to the far wall. Tarasenko tried to drop it back. Steves got in the way of that. Puck comes back toward them in that far corner. Eyssimont able to pick one off the wall. Steves, one-touch pass along for Minton, and his shot is cradled by Gustafsson for another whistle. 9:43 to play. Minnesota with a 5-0 lead here on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
What I bought? A new Blink Mini 2K Plus smart security camera. What I got? 2K clarity sharp enough to see every detail of home when I'm away. Plus audio clear enough to tell my dog he's such a good boy, like I'm actually there. Plus color night vision to check on those bumps in the night. Spoiler, it's always the wind. Blink Mini 2K Plus. Mini camera, max performance. Shop Blink Mini 2K Plus at amazon.com/blink.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Hottest new country is on Country 102.5.
5-0 Minnesota has the lead. 9:43 remaining here in regulation. Bruins fans, the 2026 Pucks and Pups calendar is here. Calendar features your favorite Bruins players and their furry best friends. The perfect way to start planning for the new year. Visit bostonproshop.com or stop by the Pro Shop powered by 47 at the Hub on Causeway to grab yours and support the Boston Bruins Foundation and MSPCA Angel. Face off in the offensive zone here for Fraser Minton. 1-2. Hampus Lindholm fires a shot. Blockered away by Gustafsson. Steves out near the blue line, keeps in, throws another one toward the net. Gustafsson gloves that, drops it back into play. Brennan trying to clear it past McAvoy along the near board, just does get it out. Steves turns it right back into the Minnesota zone. Goes against Hughes as they go in behind the net. Hartman gets in there as well as Asamon. And the puck up into the air, bounces down in the near corner. Faber played it into the middle. Hampus Lindholm hands to McAvoy, cutting to the far side. Steves to the left circle, throws one in front. Asamon in behind the net. Got it back out in front. Minton got tangled up. Steves a chance, and he scores. Alex Steves breaks the shutout with 9:02 to go. It's 5-1 Minnesota.
Yeah, this group just stays on it. Good forecheck. They get some help from the D with McAvoy activating from the blue line. Acemont's going to pull this puck away from the front of the net, go behind the net, try to make a pass out in front, and it squirts free as Minton was battling for it. It squirts free onto the stick of Steves. Steves going to chip this puck past Gustafsson on that on the blocker side. May have even gone in between the blocker and the body. Gustafsson trying to locate it. Just a bunch of green jerseys in front of the net.
7th goal in 17 games since the call-up for Alex Steves. And the 5-1 lead now for the Wild. Pasternak tries to get it into the Minnesota zone. Cut off by Boldy. He will carry it up toward the Boston line. And then forced back out by Zock on the back check. Coming towards Swayman. He's going to come out and get to it before Kaprizov did. And then Middlestat coming back to take one away as it was down to that far circle. And a whistle and a puck touch with a high stick here by the Wild.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Minton and Asamon get the assists on that goal by Steves at 10:58. Steves on 3 games without a point. Whistle here on the drop of the puck. They're going to line up and do it again. Fraser Minton's now got 3 goals and an assist in his last 4 games. Off the far wall, shot from the point by Lohrei got through. Gustafsson kicked that into the far corner. Jeannot takes a shoulder there from Jones, pushed up the wall, and Pitlick will come out through neutral ice. Chips it ahead, gets it right back, coming down the right circle, crossing pass, and they hit the post. Damon Hunt for the left circle. Back toward the Minnesota line. Hunt, pass up the near side, disrupted by Soderstrom, but Pitlick's across the line, and that pass across. Jones couldn't get a stick on it as he wanted a one-timer. The rally passing into the middle of the Minnesota zone, looking for Kastelik. Volleyed back out to center ice. Hampus Lindholm. Finds Jeannot toward the near boards. Quinn Hughes regains for the Wild. And then wipes out as he came back toward the net. Puck into the crease, and Gustafsson to shovel that away.
Got some people's attention, huh?
Pass back toward Hughes near the red line. He gets forced back.
Even the best of skaters sometimes.
Brings back out towards center ice. Left wing pass to Boldy. Just shoved to the ice by McAvoy. Took Charlie's stick with him. Puck will come behind the net. Hampus Lindholm to the far circle. Up off the glass. Not out. Held in by Faber. Kaprizov dancing along the blue line. Eriksson Ek back to Kaprizov. Left circle shot. Save made. And the rebound. The crowd thought it was in. Wild thought it was in. Referee says no.
I think it went.
But they blow it dead.
I think Boldy's got a second.
Yeah, Boldy's already shaking hands as the officials will get together and talk this one over. But
a couple of wide open nets for Minnesota last two shifts. Hunt had a wide open net. Boldy with a wide open net.
There's
the call on the ice is a goal.
Didn't take them long to figure that out.
The players generally know.
Everybody on the ice stopped.
Yeah. Barely kept in at the blue line, and then they just go to work. Boldy would be the recipient back door after the initial shot is taken. Rebound out the other way, and Boldy there to put it home. Yeah.
So 2 goals and an assist for Matt Boldy tonight. Giving him 38 points now on the year. More than halfway to what was a career-high 73 last year in 82 games. 33 games this year, he's got 38 points.
They're double-checking, but I don't think there's any doubt of it.
Looked like it from the replay that we saw off the back bar and right back out.
After video review is determined that the puck hit the crossbar and did not cross the goal line. Therefore, it was no goal.
Wow. I'm going to need to see a slow motion replay on that, I guess. I was with you. I thought it was easy.
They've got all the angles. Yeah, we just got an overhead.
Wow.
The referee was right on top of it. Good call.
He was the only guy in the building that got that one right, apparently. So, cross off that goal for Boldy. And it's still a 5-1 game with 6:59 to play.
I thought just by his reaction it was definitely in, but McAvoy actually got a piece of that, and then it hit the crossbar and out. I thought it hit the middle bar inside, but the top, the overhead angle.
Defensive zone face-off. Puck will go into the far corner, and Steves is to first to it. Out to center ice. Bogosian back inside the Wild zone. Pass for Kaprizov, redirected deep.
Not going to take Boldy's word for it anymore, huh?
There's one thrown back out in front from Boldy off of Swayman, who promptly covers it up in the crease. Matt Boldy, Massachusetts native, is close to a point-a-game player for his career. He's closing in on 300 career points.
And only getting better.
Yeah. As I mentioned, see, career high in points last year with 73, had 27 goals. He had a 30-goal season or 31-goal season a couple of years ago. Now comes back to Spurgeon inside the Wild zone. Bogosian up the near side. Soderstrom cut that off. Pastrnak will chase it into the near corner against Spurgeon. Zaka pokes it back towards Soderstrom. Got through him at the point. And now he's got to hustle back as Tarasenko was closing on him. Got the puck back out near the red line. Soderstrom now with a pass to Pastrnak at center ice. Towards Zaka. Knocked it out of the air, but the Wild regain. Zurov into the left wing corner. McAvoy spins it back behind Swayman. Shot back out towards center ice. Aubé-Kubel brings it back across the Boston line. Hunt will steer it around the boards to the far side. One back around toward the near side again. Hunt waiting for it at the left point. Goes in behind the net. Hartman throws it back in front with a backhand. Bumped off by McAvoy. Out the circle, Pitlick with a shot that gets blocked. And near side wall, Hunt collides with Husnudinov. Here's Hartman with a puck. Far circle.
Good second effort from Hunt to keep that puck in.
Hartman coming around toward the near side circle. Penalty coming against the Bruins.
Nice and home for holding.
Hartman from the top of the face-off circle. Extra attacker coming on is Kaprizov, and he scores. Kaprizov coming right from the bench. Fires it from the top of the right circle, and it's 6-1 Minnesota.
Extra attacker. Hartman just holding on to this puck after he draws the penalty, so it's a delayed penalty coming up. And it's Kaprizov who gets off the bench, enters the zone, and they're going to find him. And another good screen in front of Swayman that time, and he just rips this far side from the right wing side.
That's 20 on the year for Kaprizov, second of the game. So 5:05 left. And it is once again a 5-goal Wild lead. Swayman stops a dump in behind the net. Zadorov from the far circle. Pass out through center ice for Kastelik. Wild regain in their own zone. Poke check by Peak near the Boston line. Now Sturm will play it in. Peak turns away from Tarasenko. Zadorov finds Chanot. Crossing pass to Corrali. Right wing circle. Stepping in front. Unable to knock the puck off his stick before he get off a shot. Near corner. Battle for possession. Kastelik gets in there hard against Juracek. Zadorov out of the far corner. Centering pass. Blocked back toward the far circle. And the Wild will come out. Jones carries into the Boston zone. Left circle shot. Save made by Swayman. Rebound. A little too hot for Tarasenko to handle. And along the far side post, Swayman covers it up and then gets a couple of whacks and gets up. Not very happy with Ben Jones.
Frustration, they're boiling over the way that this day has gone for Swayman and his team.
4:07 left. Minnesota's lead is 6-1 here on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Erectile dysfunction affects nearly 50% of men over age 50. But even with so many men affected, finding a trusted provider to treat the condition isn't so simple. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a promedic restorative health practice, and I'm excited to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health in Warwick, Rhode Island. As a promedic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health can offer men with ED the latest treatment protocols, which are shown in medical studies to be effective in well over 90% of men. And unlike groups that only offer wave therapy or online pharmacies that just sell pills, we offer a variety of treatments to help get you the results you want. You should also know that Northeast Men's Health is a true medical practice, which means our providers have access to a complete range of treatment options to get you back on track. So call Northeast Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult, blood work, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000. That's 617-793-5000. Or go to Northeast Men's Health.
Andy Summer Show, mornings on Country 102.5.
4:07 left, 6-1 Minnesota. Bruins with but one goal. We'll call it our electric play. Alex Steve's goal at 10:58 of the third period. Our electric play delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. Bruins trying to clear the zone off a face-off and do. Asimont gets it into the Minnesota zone, tracks it along the far circle, brings it in behind the net. Around to the near side, centering pass comes to Urov, and the Wild send it right back out and dump it into the far corner. Around the back of the net, Orai's effort got blocked back there by Obe Kubel. But come back in deep, Trennan centering pass taken away by Steves, and he'll bring it out toward the Boston bench, shoved against the wall there by Urov. Obe Kubel just inside the line, lost it, back out through center, and Asimont skates onto it on the right wing. Asimont, right circle shot, and the save by Gustafsson. He hangs on to it.
Yeah, this would be one of the. It's happened a couple times this season where they've gotten, blown out, right? The Ottawa game comes to mind in Ottawa. But today had a different feel, at least through that first period and a half. Like, you're right there. But just not sharp where you needed to be in certain areas, I think, today. And some of the decision-making, like we talked about in the intermission, without the puck, whether it's defending off the rush and then when you had the puck in the offensive zone, some of the decision-making that was off.
Yeah, this has not had the feel of that Ottawa game, nor the Black Friday game against the Rangers, which was another one that really got away. Pasternak on the right side throws one wide of Gustafsson. Pitlick will fight his way out of the zone. Pass for Nico Sturm didn't connect. Comes back into the Wild end.
So you're going to go back home for 5 games before the Christmas break. And 5-game homestand where you've been good this season.
An 11-5 record at TD Garden this year. Get a whistle and an offside here against the Wild with 2:37 left. Utah Mammoth coming to town for their only visit to TD Garden this year, Tuesday night. Kick off that 5-game homestand. Have pregame coverage across the network at 6:30. Face off just after 7 o'clock. Off the draw, Tarasenko gets it back to Juracek. Two teams going to meet again coming up in March at TD Garden. Ooh, Juracek went awkwardly to the boards as he and Corrali got tangled. Juracek is slow in getting up. Corrali gets a lot of attention from the Wild.
He went into the boards feet first. Hard to tell if Corrali had anything to do with that or not. They were battling for a puck that was all up against the end boards. He's up and Juracek is.
Rainer out to check on him, but he is on his skates. Everyone's separated behind that Minnesota net. Looks like Corrali's going to get a penalty here.
Doesn't deserve one.
Yeah, just two guys battling for the puck.
Yeah, I mean.
Boston penalty number 52, 2 minutes for boarding.
Yeah, there was no boarding there. He lost his balance and went into the board. Glad he's okay. He just lost his balance and went into the boards awkwardly. Two guys that came together. There's no boarding. Just keep a lid on it. Make sure it doesn't get out of hand. But
right.
There's nothing there.
So with 2:17 left, Minnesota goes to power play, where they are 2 for 2 tonight.
In fact, Juracek initiates the contact.
Right.
I mean,
face-off will be to the left of Jeremy Swayman. Kastelik in there for the Bruins. Wild win the draw. Draw toward the near circle. They try to set it up in front for Jones. Instead, it's Hunt at the left point. Now Jones inside of the left circle shot. Kicked away by Swayman. Hunt from the left point. Played it back down the wall. Directed up into the air, and hand pass here as Jones got it to Urov. And at 57 left.
I don't think Jones agreed with you.
Wasn't me. I didn't call it. First chance we've had to see this Wild team in person this year. The addition of Quinn Hughes making his debut today. You talked about it earlier. This division is going to be an absolute war here rest of the season and on into the playoffs. With Colorado, Dallas. Up comes bouncing into the Wild zone. Assuming they finish in some order 1, 2, 3. One of them will go home in the first round, guaranteed. Trennan steps in left circle, backhands one on Swayman who makes the save.
Trennan's done that twice today. He just walked right past. Actually, 3 times.
Minute to go on the Corrali penalty. 1:16 to play in the third period. Urov will skate it through the neutral zone. Gains entry into the right wing corner against Tampa's Lindholm. Hampus will play it up the wall. Tipped by Kastelik. Held in briefly by Bogosian, but now second effort gets it out. Aubé-Kubel will turn up ice here for Minnesota. Hughes out there here in the final minute. And sent in across the line offside. Hughes' goal in the first minute of the third period in his debut, you said it earlier, really kind of took any starch out of a potential comeback for the Bruins as they were down 3-0, turned it 4-0 at that point. Kastelik was going over the boards, and now they're bringing him back out.
You know, you're talking in the locker room, let's chip away at this thing, you know, let's get one early, we get back into this thing, and all of a sudden Hughes puts it in the back of the net. That seemed to be.
Puck deflects out of play. The ice toward the near side. Bogosian bats it down toward the near corner. Deneau at the hash marks will backhand it out to center ice. Knocked down there by Bogosian. Hughes from his own blue line. Right side, pass for Pitlick. Across the line they come. Bogosian to Hughes. Sends a pass all the way across, and Jones one-timer turned away. Hit behind the net. Puck came back across near side, and Aubé-Kubel put a one-timer wide. Corrali's out of the box and has the puck with 15 seconds left and goes a break. Puck squirted away from him. Gustafsson diving out the poke, check it away. And then Jeannot from the far circle with Gustafsson getting back to his skates just in time to make a save. Peak from the near circle, shoots, and I thought he scored. No indication from the referee, but I think that one's going to count right before the buzzer.
Yeah, short side high. I believe it went in. Well, we thought the one by Boldy went in, so we'll wait and see on that to make sure.
Referee didn't point, didn't wave the arms or anything, so they're going to go and take a look at it and figure out what the final score of this game is going to be. But either way, Minnesota Wild out to congratulate Philip Gustafsson as they will beat the Bruins either 6-1 or 6-2.
Technically, you might have to have another face-off here.
Right. The Bruins still milling around the bench to see all of the Wild out on the ice. And we'll get an official word here.
After review, it was determined that we have a goal. Please reset the clock to 0.9 seconds.
So Andrew Peek's going to get his second goal of the season. First of them that has come against a goaltender. And they'll put 0.9 on the clock, and they'll have one more face-off, and the Wild will come out and celebrate again.
Corrali had partial breakaway, but he pushed that puck a little bit too far in front of him. Then he hustled. Gustafsson made a good save on the second opportunity, and then peeked down in the right wing circle.
So they drop the puck, and that will do it. So it's a final score of 6-2, Minnesota in this one. And we'll be back with a recap next on the Country 102.5 Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Christmas is the time for joy. And joy is most powerful when it's shared. At the Salvation Army, your gift helps provide warm meals, safe shelter, and Christmas hope for families right in your neighborhood. This season, lift spirits, including your own, knowing you're making Christmas brighter and future stronger. Give with joy. Text JOY to 31333 or visit ctri.salvationarmy.org.
Low testosterone affects many men today, even men as young as 30. But finding someone you can trust for quality low T treatment isn't so easy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice, and that's why I'm pleased to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health right here in Warwick. As a Promedic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health has the experience and expertise to get you the right treatment for your particular medical situation. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone. In fact, we've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing impacts low T treatments have. If you're like most men, you sleep better, have more energy and improved mental clarity, get better gains in the...
Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide, because legendary stories start with a light. Here's 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Caroline Jones is turning up the heat with her brand new single, No
50% off your first week. That's cookunity.com/welcome50.
Celtics fans, La Playa awaits. You could win the ultimate flyaway trip to see the Boston Celtics play in Miami, full of the beach, hoops, and a time you'll never forget. To enter, look for the Corona La Playa awaits display at participating retail locations, scan the QR code, and enter for your chance to win. It's that easy, but you must be 21 plus and rules and restrictions apply. Corona, the official cerveza of the Boston Celtics. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hottest new country